welcome into a Hop Blender Unfiltered. Another Sunday night unfiltered. Here we are once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to dig into some fun stories, the weird, the wacky, the wild. Some movie reviews like Naked Gun that I saw with my son today. We'll get into that in a few minutes, and then we're going to get into a spoiler cast. I will be posting the link in the chat for those of you that want to join me and talk about Fantastic Four First Steps. We're going to get into it and spoiler review. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to know anything, if you haven't heard everything by now, in the day and age we live in at this point, I don't know how you couldn't hear everything by now. It's really hard to avoid spoilers. But nonetheless, here we are again on another Sunday night to hang out and, shoot the breeze a little bit. As we always do, let's introduce Otis McDonald and the band. Otis, I need a stock photo of you and the boys so I can flash you up on the screen, man. Get that for next time, so you guys can see what Otis looks like. Anyway, as we get started, hopefully you guys had a great weekend. I know that I had a good weekend because it's the last weekend to hang out with my son before he goes back to school. So that's all starting here this week. And let's bring it down, Otis. Let's take it down just a little bit. There we go, buddy. All right. Anyway, so yeah, last weekend before school starts, he had band camp for a couple weeks, grueling couple weeks for those of you who have done that, or football practice, anything like that in the fall or in the summer, really, before school starts. But anyway, so he had that going on, and got to hang out this weekend, got to see Naked Gun today. And I wanted him to see it because I know he probably hasn't seen the prior movies, movies like Airplane or, obviously Naked Gun or Hot Shots even, right? Like the classic one-liner comedy, slapstick stuff from back in the day that we grew up on. I want him to see at least the first Naked Gun, but also, like I said, like Airplane, those classics, the Zucker films that we all remember. That's the stuff that, comedy was definitely at a peak probably, or beginning to peak, and people went to see a new comedy every month that, was made on a small budget and did very well. And that's kind of where this new Naked Gun film is. And I'll get into the budget a little bit, talk about that just a little, but I don't want to take away from Tuesday night with Matthew by any means, because we are going to talk about this, and hopefully he gets a chance or got a chance to see it. But anyway, so we'll get into it here in a minute. Definitely want to let a few people roll in as we get started. But like I said, I hope you guys had a good weekend. And if you were in my part of the country, we actually had pleasant weather. Kind of overcast, low humidity, no rain. But, man, it was actually a nice weekend. And really would have been a nice weekend to get out and do some stuff. But I got to be honest with you. If any of you guys have a teenager or a kid that's, junior, senior year of high school, a lot of them just kind of want to hang out. They just want to hang out. They don't really want to go anywhere. Or at the very least, it's like right before school starts. It's kind of like, hey, these are the last throes of summer. And they just kind of want to just chill. And I get that, because it's kind of what I wanted to do. You might have taken a vacation here or there, but for the most part, you just wanted to chill, hang out, maybe hang out with your friends or something like that. But you didn't want to go do a bunch of crap before you had to get back into going to school. You wanted to sleep as long as you could and stay up as late as you could. So that's kind of where we're at. And it's okay. It's okay with me. I'm good with it. We will get into the Sydney Sweeney controversy, which I think is just absolutely outrageous. And I do have some pretty funny victim videos to watch. People who evidently don't know what a good ad is versus Yahtzee propaganda. So we'll play some of those and maybe take a look at an ad campaign that definitely didn't do so well. and kind of came at the end of the woke era, so to speak. I just think it's going to change and it's going to morph into something different. It's not over, but judging by Naked Gun, at least we are hopefully starting to see some changes to making comedies in Hollywood again. And by no means is this comedy a statement on woke Hollywood or anything like that. It really doesn't touch on any of those things. Just a few jokes, but they're jokes that everybody can laugh at. So that's not what that movie's about. So we'll get into that. I may ask him if he wants to give you guys his thumbs up or thumbs down. Trademark. Hopefully we don't get sued by that. We're taking off the air. But anyway, all right. So let's take a look and see who is here. We say hello to our lovely and talented chat. Like I said, as people roll in, I'm sure there's other people streaming. So glad for anybody to join me. Turk Murphy's was here at 8:38 p.m. Super early. Super on time. Early is on time, Turk. Matthew Matson says, nerds. We are who we are. Joe Fan 84, what's up, buddy? Eric Thurman in the house as well. And yeah, Joe Fan says, I got my son one last powwow before school starts. That's what it's all about. It really is. Yeah, bro, let's get ready to rumble. Absolutely. And I'll be throwing that link up here in just a minute. Menjoza, what's going on, Menjoza? Good to see you, buddy. Always, let's see here. Saw Sydney shooting today. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because in your neck of the woods, I guess you might. And I bet she can. I wonder if she can handle a love gun. Not that I know what that is. I don't know what that is. And yes, it's always better to be early than late. And I know some people will roll in here as we get going. That is all good. I am going to jump over here real quick. And I'm going to, let's see here. If I can get it. Everybody's talked about it, you know, as far as StreamYard changing their settings. So I need to make sure that I have, there we go. It's the plus people. It's the plus people. My coffee was in the way. There it is. All right. The link is in the chat. Give me a couple minutes to get into it, and then we'll jump into Fantastic Four. I do want to get into the Sydney Sweeney for a moment, because who doesn't like to look at Sydney Sweeney? And we're going to get into that controversy because we're going to watch the ad. We're going to watch the ad. Then I'll talk about Naked Gun. Then we're going to get into Fantastic Four for sure. So, Ronnie Trickshot is in the house, but I would be remiss if I didn't say hello to 3-Star Draw is here as well. Got up a Law and Order review. I suggest y'all go check out that review on his channel. Getting those figures in early, and that's what happens when you go to Amazon. That's what happens when you don't order from Hasbro, as I made the, as we've all made the mistake of trying to do. Eric says, I liked her before the ad. Yes, I liked her before the ad as well, and Lord knows I like her after the ad, because the ad is harmless. The ad is probably one of the most harmless things that she's ever done. It's probably one of the most harmless pictures / photo shoots that she's ever done. And yet some people are absolutely losing their ever-loving minds over it. And so we're gonna take a look at some of those people. But before we do that, I do want to share a little story. If you are like me and you grew up a fan of sitcoms of the 70s and 80s, especially on reruns and such, well, Lonnie Anderson passed away at 79 years old. WKRP in Cincinnati. Yes, Lonnie, back in the day, of course, being married to Burt Reynolds for 6 years, and that was very turbulent from what we understand. But, yeah, she passed away at the age of 79 years old. Lonnie was a babe. Back in the day, that's for sure. Man, oh man. Now, here's the deal, folks. There's a lot of them, like a Bo Derek. I mean, even Farrah Fawcett, right? Had the moment there, had some fame, and then, it's very fleeting. I remember Lonnie from, obviously, WKRP. Beyond that, I don't remember her from much of anything else. I mean, that's just the truth of it. And there's so many actresses like that, in Hollywood. It's littered with, people that famous for a year or two, or four. But especially the sitcom actresses of the 70s, 60s, 70s, even the 80s, and even past that. But really that time period, we saw a lot of people who were extremely famous. And then once those shows went off the air, once they kind of disappeared, that was kind of it. That was kind of it for their career. And, it's, you hate to see it, but it is just part of Hollywood. It is part of the machine that churns, and there's always somebody bigger or better or more beautiful or more handsome or whatever. But for a time, Lonnie Anderson definitely was a babe. Man, oh man. But yeah, so she passed away. Matthew sent me that news a little while ago, and I had not been scouring the trades today, but just saw that, and that's too bad, man. I mean, it's going to happen to all of us one day, for sure. And most of us won't be near or have as near a probably cool life as Lonnie Anderson, that's for sure. But anyway, so, all right, let's get into it, man. Like we gotta do some damage here. So let's get into it. Let's get into the Sydney Sweeney controversy. Let's watch the ad, and folks, you tell me if you think this ad is about anything other than jeans. Dreadnought K6, what's up? Bro Goo is in the house. What's up, Bro Goo? All right, let's take a listen. Let's watch the ad, and away we go.
Passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My jeans are blue.
Okay. One more time. Now, this ad campaign has several different ads. A lot of them are just her, like, kind of hanging out, rolling around. She's got a camera on herself, whatever. But this is the one that's caused the most controversy. And I want you to guess why. I want you to guess why it's caused the most controversy. One more time.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
That's it. Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. Her eye color is blue. She says genes are passed down. One more time. Just so you understand. Here we go. 15 seconds.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring.
Often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color.
Often determining traits like, personality, hair color, eye color.
My jeans are blue.
Hang on. Let's back you up just a. Lord have mercy. I mean, good God. Can I get an amen? Just an amen. Good God. So that's the ad. Okay, that's the ad. All right. Now, this is also her new ad for Hey Dude. All right. This is her new ad for Hey Dude. Now, this one hasn't gotten the same amount of controversy, but here's her ad for Hey Dude.
You can take the dude out of the country. You can't take the country out of the dude.
Okay. That's her Hey Dude ad. All right. That one hasn't gotten nearly enough play, I guess. But we're going to watch some reactions of some folks. And let's just see what these folks have to say. Okay? See what they have to say. Let's see here. Make sure I close out some, I don't want to lose my connection here, so let's make sure we close out some tabs before I get kicked off. Okay, here we go. Here's our first one. Here's our first reaction. And let's see what this young person has to say.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes.
Okay, last time I checked, this person is white.
Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
Okay. Okay. I'll give you one guess as to why this chick is upset over the ad. Just one. Just one. But we're not done. Oh no. But wait, there's more. How about this person? How about this person? Let's see what she has to say.
Yep, that got me too. And I don't know why. Maybe because it's just so blatant. I keep thinking that people just are not gonna believe us until we're hung out there, but then even then I feel like they'll be like, oh no. Kind of like they are with. I see the same perpetual self-imposed victimhood.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what?
You know, I did a post about saying, hey, like, these are the action steps that we really need to see from the good whites.
Oh, wait. Action steps we need to see from the good whites. Now, what if I flipped that phrase around? What if I changed one word from that phrase? Because she is talking about victimhood mentality, right? What if I flipped one word around?
Where I said I need protection, put my cash out. And she goes, well, would you just rather white women just not follow you at all anymore because da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, definitely unfollow me. If you thought you being here and clicking a follow button was doing me a favor, same as that one guy, whatever his name was. Oh.
Okay. Folks, if you're going to post a video like this, number one, don't try to even paraphrase someone's comment and get maybe like an eighth of it and then go and da. Blah, blah, blah. Like maybe you might want to quote them or at least paraphrase the quote. Quoting is better. But don't go blah, 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 right? So this one guy, don't be like the guy who said, well, I don't think blah, 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 if that makes any sense.
Descendant of the oppressor. He's like, well, Lindsay still does a good job and I appreciate her work and labor, so I'm going to still follow her. No, definitely unfollow me. If you are any type of person, but especially a white woman who's coming to this platform thinking you're doing me a favor by clicking a follow button, leave now. Immediately now.
Okay, so that's what you don't want to do, right? Like, see, I don't think she understands. You want just as many people following you. You want just as many people following you that don't like you, because guess what that is? It's called engagement. Now, I'm not saying that's what you want. Let's be real. My point being is that this chick by having people who watch this, like me right now, now I didn't like it or dislike it or whatever, but having people like this watch your thing, okay, is just as good for your engagement if in fact you're trying to do something on the platform. Now, the other thing is I can't believe she's crying. Like, it must be that time of the month. Okay, let's not kid ourselves, right? So and yes, poor Basita, exactly. Yes, jealousy hate is real. I mean, and look, it's real in everything. You know, it's real in almost everything, whether it's your job or you know, corporate or entertainment or whatever, right? I mean, I'm sure we've all been there. Like, let's not lie to ourselves and say that we haven't watched shit that we hate. We've all checked in to the Sydney, or we've all checked into the you know, the hate watching of Viper Island. Right, people have done that. We all know that. Let's not kid ourselves. What's up, down south? And so, you know, we have, ladies and gentlemen, down south 77. Hang on. There you go. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, turn your mic up, fool.
I didn't know you were already adding people. So
I don't care, because I wanted to go over these stories, and if somebody wants to comment on it, they're more than welcome. And if they don't, you know, if you just want to watch, that's fine too. But I figure, what the hell. You know, and if you want me to put you backstage, I can. If you got something to do or whatever, just let me know.
Gonna sit here and look at comments on
YouTube. Right. Dreadnought Casey says you guys don't like Viper Island. Who is Viper Island? And GI Bro says, every time I need a good cry, make sure I turn the camera on first. So that's another thing, right? So the last one, so disingenuous. Then of course it's like, you know, the first thing I think of when I'm crying, emotional or not, that time of the month or not, I go, you know, let me record a live. Let me make a short and tell people my feelings. Now, I'm going to show you another one from a Pilates teacher. Now, if we didn't know this was a Pilates teacher, you'd figure it out pretty quickly. But on top of that, and I don't know if this really is a Pilates teacher. What's up, Shane? Same Time Toys, killing it out there in the YouTube. I know I wouldn't think this is a Pilates teacher because I've seen actual Pilates teachers, but nonetheless, here is another very, very angry, very, very upset person over this ad. So let's take a look at this let's take a look at this lady, and let's see what she has to say about Sydney Sweeney and the American Eagle ad.
If anyone from American Eagle who was involved in the creation of Sydney Sweeney's most recent advertisement booked into my Pilates class, I would give them the hardest exercise class that I was capable of doing on the lightest possible spring load with 0 breath cues. And I would make it the toughest exercise class that they'd ever experienced in their lives.
Okay, thank you.
Where do these fucking people come from?
What? Seriously. Okay. You see why I had to show some of these. So we're not done. We're not done. And trust me, I promise you, we will get to Fantastic Four, but I had to cover this because it's too good not to. Graph, what's up? Pilates teacher. Yeah, not so much. JoeFan84, hey, look, I'm wide open. Some streams may not want to say it all, show it all. I'm wide open. I don't give a shit, okay? I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Yes, Shane, what in the actual fuck? Yes, 100%, okay? So, and Eric, I believe you would kill it at Pilates. I do. I've seen your pic. I've seen you. I know. You would kill it. Even though you don't do Pilates. You probably do Pilates in your sleep, Eric. I already know that's what you do. All right. So, yes, never take a fitness class from someone in shape. Also, look at our Surgeon General or the Surgeon General in the UK for that matter, and that tells you a lot of what you need to know. Okay, let's look at this lovely young lass in, or lad, I don't know, whatever. I never ever really sure these days. But let's take a look at this lovely young person in red glasses, and let's see what she has to say about the Sydney Sweeney ad. Here we go.
You guys are complaining about that Sydney Sweeney jeans ad, so I went and saw it.
Duh.
That's Nazi propaganda.
Oh my God.
Wow. I thought it was going to be like kind of bad. That's going to be in history book.
Oh, it's going to be in
Fruit Loop on a necklace.
It's no, that's one of those candy necklaces. It's only a candy nose bull ring, bull nose ring, bull nose. Yeah. All of the above, actually. So I got fucking hair. I'm like, yeah. So never trust a chick with tattoos up to her double chin, folks. Okay, don't. All right. So anyway, but wait, there's more. It gets better, and they're not very long. They're 21 seconds here or there, so that's why I thought it'd be a fun little segment. That I'll hit up some of these comments here. Let's see here. Let's go here, and let's take a look at this person with their take on the ad.
Since Sydney Sweeney decided to do that little ad she did, I want to find some alternatives to Aerie. I really need new underwear.
Okay.
So if anyone could give me some recommendations, that would be great, because I do not want to support that mess. Thank you.
So she wants recommendations for another underwear company, right? And so I've got a few. I think it's called Lane Bryant, but I do have another one. And you want to talk about setup? Watch this setup. This is as setup as it gets.
Hey, you want to go to American Eagle?
Oh, I can't go in there because I'm black.
Oh wow.
That was awful.
Really? Like, this is how people are reacting to.
Hasn't has American Eagle been under fire for this before? Or am I thinking of Abercrombie?
Man, Abercrombie might have been under fire for maybe like underage models. Krusty Old Crow, what's in the house, buddy? Good to see you, my man. Thank you for the hey replay and the like button, by the way. Hit the like button, the like button, the like button, whatever it's called. Who gives a shit? All right, so yeah, I remember Abercrombie maybe for having like models that were underage, and or at some point in time they kind of did the whole we need to bring everyone into our ads, and so people were walking into their stores and there was maybe some not controversial but just some questionable ad placement or ads when you walked in, right? Maybe I don't know, the general customer at Abercrombie. I don't even know what that is. Like, I know what Abercrombie is. I don't know what the general customer for Abercrombie is anymore. 20 years ago, I guess I can. But I don't think
20 years
so.
ago, it was you.
Probably so. U.S. Mail. That was one of them.
25, yeah.
Yeah, 25. Express. About 20. U.S. Mail. Express definitely was one of them, right? And Structure. Everybody went to Structure.
Jam. I remember
right,
this.
But yeah, look. Either way, this thing has just blown up, and it's caused some people to write some letters. It's caused some people to write letters, including COOs, CMOs, financial people that are in that have doctorates and things of that nature. Okay, so I want to just read. I just want to go through a couple of them. Yeah, okay. So Matthew says Tommy Hugo Boss, definitely any posh clothing designer. I mean, in reference to either A, controversy, or B, we used to shop there. I don't know. Loves Mules is in the house. What's up, Loves Mules on a Sunday night? Working hard, I'm sure. Probably just got there. Okay, so let me read. Let's just read a couple letters. This is Kathy Gilroy. Okay, pet care and animal health. Now, pet care and animal health. I don't know what that has to do with the Sydney Sweeney ad, but let's find out. Tell me a group of white men came up with this ad campaign without telling me. American Eagle is putting up billboards of a blonde, blue-eyed actress with the phrase, Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. And they think this is a clever way to sell jeans? I don't know, 3-star, what do you think? You think it's a clever way to sell jeans?
I think it's a really clever way to sell jeans, and it's not the same time that has been made. Like, that parallel of the same word with different meanings. It's not the first time it's been done. They were doing it in the fucking 80s.
Hello. They're doing it well before then, but you're right. Like the 80s is probably where things started to loosen up a bit. So she says, let's not pretend this is harmless wordplay. This isn't cute. It's not cheeky. I'd say Sydney Sweeney is very cheeky. It's a tone-deaf nod. And this is where, folks, it all comes into play. Eugenics. Eugenics era language that has no place in 2025. It's a dog whistle wrapped in denim when you choose that phrase paired with that model. You're not selling denim. It's an ad campaign. There is no eugenics talk. There's no best race talk. This has nothing to do. I think any normal person would see the ad, and first off, Gun Bunny Customs is in the house. What's up, Gun Bunny?
Gun Bunny.
Would watch the ad, and any red-blooded American male especially is like, hell yeah. But I think even most women get it. They get it. Did we not have Cindy Crawford in a Pepsi ad with the song playing, Just One Look, and she walks up to the machine and she puts the money in and she gets a Pepsi and she drinks it? It's a Super Bowl ad. Like, this is, when did this become a thing about eugenics rather than just selling some damn blue jeans?
Where I just don't understand how people can even correlate this. Like, I don't even understand. Like, there's nothing, there's no subtext to get reading between the lines. It's an ad for blue jeans, and they picked an attractive model actress to do it. I'm pretty sure anybody of any color that could fit in them could walk in there and buy jeans. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So now you have people here, PR and communication strategist. I'm sure this was a made up job, and then they went into a DEI hire, into the McDonald's sack of hires, and they said, we're going to create a position for you. Maybe not. Whatever. Don't care. Of course, now we have, I know it's Sunday, but I need you to know, American Eagle, do you have white supremacists on your team? This is where we're at. Okay. So these are the throws, the last, like, people reaching out and hanging on to the, like, buzzword, buzz phrase. If it's not people of color or whatever, it's white supremacy, right? If you don't have a black person in your ad, if you don't have multicultural people in your ad, then it's a white supremacist ad, right? Like, and everybody at this point, and I say everybody, obviously, in quote or even parentheses, whatever. Not everybody, obviously, but everybody knows this is not about eugenics or racism or ableism or propaganda or dog whistling. These are the phrases, not so thinly veiled white supremacy, but let's use sex appeal to soften the blow type of ad. That's what this person says. This is how far people do mental gymnastics in their head to try to further this whole idea that if it's anything that has a white person in it, it must be propaganda or white supremacists. And again, this is just a jeans ad with a hot chick. It really has nothing to do with the blue eyes and the blonde hair. it really goes further than that. It's just that American Eagle decided to use a hot chick with big tits to market their jeans, and she just so happens to be as white bread. And that's just not, it's not good enough, right? It's not a multi.
She's very white.
I mean, shit. And yeah, Turk, it's a damn commercial. And that's the whole thing, right? Like, it's the culture war that's been going on for many years. And I know some people, even some of the stuff I've said and talked about, people are like, hey, it's hyperbolic, man. Like, not everything is woke. Not every, and I get that. I do. I fully understand that. It's just, then you have people like this, who come out of the woodwork over a damn blue jeans ad. And that's where, and again, these people, and this has gotten a lot of press. These people have gotten a lot of press over it. They've gotten a lot of, notoriety. I'm sure some of these Twitter or TikTok accounts have gained followers. There's people out there that will follow these people. I get it. But for most people that have just a modicum of common sense, they get it. It's a jeans ad with a hot chick. There's nothing more, nothing less. I don't know how you could take eugenics out of this conversation. I mean, seriously.
Well, like Gun Bunny's comment up there.
Let's see here.
10:06.
Okay. Yeah, let's see.
They're all at 10:06.
Yeah, they're all coming in right here.
Yeah, that one.
I'm offended she was wearing jeans. She should take them off. I, for one, sir, agree 100% with you. I think she should take them off. I think she should take it all off, to quote David Lee Roth from a song called Dirty Movies on the Fair Warning album by Van Halen. Check it out. Great album, great song. Anyway, all right. So, Graf says, I won't go away until asylums come back. It's just, I think what's going to happen is we're going to see it morph in different ways. And it's going to kind of seem like it's gone away. It's buried its head. And then every now and then it's going to come out of the cracks and it's going to be like, no, but this isn't acceptable. And it's like, most people are going to kind of do whack-a-mole, right? You're going to be playing whack-a-mole with this thing. You're over here and over there, and a new ad here and a new song there and a movie here. I'm surprised Naked Gun hasn't come under attack. I'll be honest with you.
Probably will.
I am surprised that it hasn't come under attack. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I haven't wanted to go buy a pair. See, it's funny that you say that, but that's what people do. People are like, you know what? I'm going to go buy a damn pair of jeans from American Eagle. I don't even need a pair of jeans, but you know what? I'm going to go buy a pair just because. But what happens is it doesn't work the other way around. When you saw Target pulling all their tuck swimwear a couple years ago, do you remember that? You know what people didn't do? They didn't go to Target and buy all the tuck swimwear. I gotta go get it. So it doesn't work the other way, but it definitely works in this way. So would you 3-star rather see? I'm gonna put you on the spot. I'm gonna put you on the spot. All right. Would you rather see? Hang on, I'll get to the good part. Okay. Would you rather see this ad? Okay. This ad.
Okay.
Okay. Would you rather see this ad? Or this ad? Yeah! On the floor, yo!
Well, what am I shopping for?
I don't even know. Now, before anybody comes after me, I'll let you answer. Before anybody comes after me.
Personally, just based on preference, I'm going to go with option number 1. However, I'm fine with option number 2, but I'm going to skip right over that one. If I'm thumbing through a magazine or I'm swapping commercials, I'm not going to stop for that one, but I'm going to stop for the first one.
So are you saying that the second ad is no Sears catalog? Is that what you're saying? Are you
those
saying that
fembots? Are those
ad
the
numbers
fembot from Austin Powers?
Are you
Machine
saying
Gun Jubblies? How'd I miss those, baby?
Because back in the day, the 89 Sears catalog would get it done, y'all. And you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Look.
Moved those pages very carefully from that catalog with the box cutter.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Joe Fences. I'm going to go get some A again just because. I mean, again, now look, before somebody comes after me, and there's 501 Blues, before anybody comes after me, I'm just making a point. Okay? I have other ad campaigns. I could definitely show you. But let's take a look and see how American Eagle responded. Because what we've seen lately in this hypersensitive culture is we've seen companies that have bent the knee. They've said, hey, you're right, and we're taking our ad down immediately. We see the wrongs that we've committed, and we in no way support anti-Semitism and all this stuff, right? We've seen companies just bend over backwards, Disney being one of those big ones. Me and Matthew talked about them all the time. But this is how American Eagle responded. And I think this is a proper response. This works fine. Sydney Sweeney has great genes, is and always was about the jeans. Her jeans, her story. We'll continue to celebrate how everyone wears their American Eagle jeans with confidence their way. Great jeans look good on anyone. That's it. That's all you need to say.
That's how it should be handled. That's
golf
it.
clap.
I need to.
That's it. That's nothing more, nothing less. You don't need to go down the rabbit hole, because once you do, then you're always going to have to apologize. Correct? Like, you're always going to have to apologize no matter what. And so yes, that to me, like, I think ultimately kind of gives you an idea of where that's at, right? Like, that whole ad campaign, that ad that I showed at the very beginning somehow sparked World War III in the pop culture world, in the advertising world, that you had doctors and lawyers and CMOs and CEOs of companies, right, that just lost their freaking minds. And that's what I just found so, just so unbelievable, to me. So, but I wanted to give you guys an idea. Do you remember what ad campaigns used to look like back in the day? For instance, let's take a look and see. Victoria's Secrets. Victoria's Secrets.
Oh yeah, that was around Angels time, probably.
Absolutely. Angels, ladies and gentlemen, used to be celebrated. It was a big deal. They had a big special on TV. It used to be a big special, and come out and you look. Most people weren't going to be able to afford a lot of these specialty stuff they were wearing, but you could find this underwear.
You notice something about that picture too that I see?
There's only multicultural women in here.
Only one really white chick in there. There's all kind of different ethnicities in there.
Yeah, and look again, and look at this picture to give you an idea. Now, I don't know when this was taken. This could be 2016, 2017. But there was a time, folks, where that was a big no-no. They got in trouble. Because these girls were too skinny. Now, I don't know about you, but I know when people want to buy stuff and be sold on stuff, they want to be shown the best version. Not because it's because we all envision ourselves. I could wear those clothes. I could wear those Michael Jordan shoes and be as cool as Michael Jordan. That's the whole purpose of an ad campaign. So no, most women in America do not look like this, and yes, there are people who say, well, it promotes, body standards that are hyper unrealistic in there. Okay, I get all that. But again, it's an ad campaign and it's supposed to sell. And I think for most of us, you look at that and you say, I want to be like that. I want to try to look like that. Or at least if I buy those clothes, I may aspire to wear them and feel that way, if that makes sense. I mean, does that make sense, I guess? Like that it would make you, women, doesn't matter what size you are, wear lingerie, they feel sexy,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So that's what better way to sell the clothing, than that, right? So I'm going to give you a couple more ads. I'm going to show you kind of what happened and kind of how that changed a bit. And then we'll get into some movie talk. So here is one ad, and this was a plus size lingerie company in response to Victoria's Secrets. They said, we're going to put this ad out in place of Victoria's Secrets, and we're gonna show plus size models. Now, I don't give a shit. It's not targeting me. It's targeting someone out there, someone who would see this picture and say, hell yeah, I get it. But I'm just going to go out on a limb, folks, and say most people, when they're looking at a lingerie ad or an underwear ad, that's not what they're looking for. Okay? Again, doesn't mean that it doesn't speak to some. Now, this is my favorite, this Victoria's Secrets ad, because we have Homeboy here on the far right wearing, I guess, what would only be considered a Star Trek smock from the 28th century. I'm not sure. I don't exactly know what he's trying to accomplish here.
It's Dieter from Sprockets.
It is Dieter from Sprockets in white. And now we must dance. Touch my monkey.
Love it.
Love it. So again, I only bring this up because if you look at ad campaigns, what ad campaign do you think would be most successful? And of course, we know that would be the Sydney Sweeney campaign or something of that ilk that we saw.
Fucking crow.
By all means, I don't know if you have it on here. You obviously, if you can highlight, I know Matthew does, but I don't know if you do on here.
I can't. I don't have.
Okay. Crow says I'd put on an Oreo costume and see what happens. I know you guys are throwing some comments out there, and I apologize for not getting them. I promise I want to go through them, but there's a couple things that I want to show you, and this is one of a company who has experienced an extreme downfall in sales, a huge downfall in sales, and that is Jaguar. Because this was a Jaguar ad from a couple years ago, and they thought that this is what would make people go out and buy a fucking high-end Jaguar vehicle. Who in the living fuck from the planet fucknuts are they trying to get to buy a car?
Those look like the motherfuckers in Demolition Man.
This is a car ad for Jaguar. Now,
I've never seen anybody get out of a Jaguar.
You know the guy that played Lowell on Scrubs on the far left, right here? Lowell. See Lowell there?
Right.
He got his hair flared out, right? Sandman in Spider-Man 3. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sandman. Thomas Hayden Church. Look at that motherfucker's haircut. What the fuck? Where's my eyebrows? Where's my eyebrows?
It's powder.
Oh, hang on. It's my half brother in a corset. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Oh,
what did I just say?
He don't have that much hair.
Oh no, trust me, that's for sure. I just recently saw it. Looks like Doc Brown. But anyway, so did I just say that again? My apologies. Really quickly, let's take a look at the Jaguar ad, and then we're going to bounce off this topic. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you sell cars, by making fun of the people who didn't like your ad campaign. And away we go. Delete Jaguar. Break Jaguar. Oh no. Let's lock them all up. They're different.
That's
Yes, shit.
How old is that?
It's only a couple of years old.
Yeah, it can't be that.
Yeah, that ad campaign was like 2023 or something like that. So again, like, you know, come on, man. Like, we're talking about jeans, folks. We're talking about jeans. That ad was uploaded by someone. I don't know exactly, but I guess 2 years ago. So let's get to the comments before we jump into some movie shit. I just had to bring that up. I wanted to talk about it because it's been making the rounds. It's been making all the rounds with the, you know, the pop culture streams and stuff like that. I couldn't believe it. So let me go back a little while. I know we got some people that joined us, and my apologies for not hitting up the chat, but you know, landing some airplanes, baby. All right, let's take a look. I know we got several minutes to go. Joe Fan says, people are just finding stuff to be angry about. They don't work, so they gotta find something to do. Well, especially the professional protesters. We brought that up a couple streams ago. Graf says, gonna be honest, didn't even know what product she was pushing, and it doesn't really matter because you know who she is, right? So any product she's pushing is and once you do figure it out, even if you're not the target customer, it's successful. It's a successful ad campaign. And yes, Turk, I agree. She would definitely look better without him. Bobby Wool's in the house. I haven't checked in on Twisted Metal Season 2. I actually haven't watched Season 1, but I heard Season 1 was actually pretty good.
I want to see it.
Bobby?
It's just not bad enough to pay for Peacock just for that.
Yeah, no, look. I paid for a premium Peacock subscription. I just canceled it a few days ago because it brings nothing. It's not worth it at all.
Yeah.
Like, it is not worth it. Eric Thurman needs also her bath water. I'm with you. With the bottle with the hole in the middle. I remember those Carl's Jr.
Save a lot of time.
So here's the thing, Shane. You bring up a great point, right? Now, would American Eagle have gone this way 2 or 3 years ago? Like, we don't know because they didn't. And if they did, American Eagle stock was falling off big time, right? People weren't shopping there, you know, being pulled out of malls and stuff like that. You know, American Eagle was a big brand for a while. And then the last 15 years has kind of fallen on hard times. But, hey, what a way to get your name back out there and to entice most of the regular people in this world to go buy your product. Bud Light, however, decided to do the opposite, and they're still paying for it, dude. Like, they're still paying for it to this day. Let's see here. Scroll down. I know Frank Duman is in the house. What's going on, Frank? Good to see you, buddy. $220 probably on eBay for the Sydney Sweeney bathwater, if I had to guess.
He sent me the picture. It was pretty funny. Of the Sydney Sweeney bathwater.
Oh yeah. I remember when that was going up. It sold out like a Hasbro order.
Like a Pulse exclusive.
It sold out like cold.
The Pulse exclusive.
What's going on, War Chest? Yeah, it sold out like a Pulse exclusive, yo. That's how fast that Sydney Sweeney bathwater, you know. Belle Delphine sold bathwater a few years ago, and everybody just absolutely bagged on her. But Belle Delphine is nowhere near as hot as Sydney Sweeney. Let's not kid ourselves.
Think I could get anything for my bathwater?
I think War Chest is in the middle of a thunderstorm. Yeah. Are you? I know what you got. I was
gonna say War Chest wants some of my bathwater. Like, oh, we can make that happen.
I know what he's got. He's got that rattler rotating. He got that rattler rotating around in the background.
Oh, that looks good. I wouldn't know.
Oh, look at that lazy Susan working hard, baby, working
It
hard.
is too. That one's too small for that thing.
Is it like help me? Help me.
I've literally got it super glued on the Velcro on top of that damn thing. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that's awesome. I saw that you sent me the pic earlier, and I was like, oh yeah, it's a centerpiece. Let's not kid ourselves. It's like putting it on your dining room table. It's the centerpiece. Eat dinner around
Everybody
it.
says.
Pray to it 7 times a day. Bobby Wold says they should have had Lizzo in that American Eagle commercial. They could have brag as much as they want about great jeans if the stitching didn't give it out. Yeah, if you want to talk about like, good stitching, proper American craftsmanship. Let's see here. And I don't know if you were watching earlier, but I showed the Sydney Sweeney ad and then all the responses from the
from the blue jean stuff.
Oh yeah, the people.
Yeah, I like the way they responded to that. Actually, they're just like, "Fuck you," her story.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's just that's the way you should. That's the way you should.
Oh, for sure.
So Crow says, "Call me old fashioned. I just don't believe a woman even needs underwear if she's." Hey, I love that, Crow. I'm with you, and I know I'm way behind, so I'm gonna try to get caught up on these. Poor Billy Mays, good old Billy Mays. That's a good fella, just like the ShamWow guy, in hotel rooms in Vegas, like with hookers and blow and punching holes in the wall. That's what happened to our heroes.
Living life, man, living life.
Let's see here. Todd sees in the house. What's going on? Some guys do like big women. I'm with you. But I'm talking about ad campaigns and popular ad campaigns at that. I mean, that's kind of what, the point is just that the outrage over this ad. I think it's more that, especially you see more women upset over it than any man. And if you saw a man who posted one of these short videos like what we just watched a few minutes ago, don't trust that motherfucker. Don't trust him as far as you can throw it. All right. Yes, the Micro Machines guy. Yeah, that dude was awesome.
Yeah, that guy's gonna talk if you get pinched.
Dude, holy shit. What happens if you're on a plane next to that guy taking a cross-country trip? What if you had to fly to like Italy and you had to sit next to the Micro Machines guy? That shit would get old real quick.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando, where he reaches over and breaks his nose and sends it into his brain and puts the pillow and the blanket over him.
Please don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, while showing different bodies is honorable, we need to be careful about promoting unhealthy habits too. Ronnie, I totally get it. Absolutely. I think that conversation definitely comes up anytime that a lot of the things, that come up with, with large or small or in between, right? It's but especially in something like this where we see an ad campaign or a video, or like I brought up the one time we talked about it with the show like My 600-Pound Life, and I think that's an exploitation of these people who it's like they know that people are going to watch and they going to make money, and then also these people, they're going to put them on and they know that ultimately people are going to watch the show, and it's not going to be like, oh, I feel compassion. It's going to be like, holy fuck. It's just, that's a reaction, right? I mean, it just is. But we looked at the Jaguar costume too, or the Jaguar commercial. You remember that one with the multicolored people in the costumes? You don't remember that shit?
No.
Costumes was correct.
Costumes would definitely be correct. I'll just show the picture once again. I'm not going to show the ad, but I'll show you the picture, War Chest. You don't remember this ad campaign to sell more luxury cars?
No, I've never seen that.
I didn't remember it either.
When was this?
This was a couple years ago, and this was this was Jaguar. This was their official ad campaign a couple years ago. This was them thinking
maybe
that
I
they were
did
going
see
to
Does she
appeal.
come out and like sit on the thing and say this is our blah blah blah? There was a bunch of them.
I do remember that. I do. Yeah, that was old. That's an older Jaguar commercial. This is the new and improved and more diverse Jaguar. Clint Jorgensen, what's up, buddy?
All they need is an Asian dude, and they look like the new Black Eyed Peas.
I mean, it's just like, come on, But anyway, so
Like
so
the
no,
old
that
Black Eyed Peas.
yeah, I don't even know. Just peas. Okay, let's just
Peas.
call it what it is. It's just some motherfucking peas, all
Peas,
right?
no pods.
But anyway, so yes, we were just, I was just going over that. I just find it so insane. Like, and who in the world thought that would be a way to sell more luxury cars? Do you know their stock price had a historic drop after that? An absolute historic drop after that ad campaign. It was bad.
Should have.
Yeah, no doubt. Do you guys remember the High Republic? The High Republic comic by
Oh yeah,
Lucasfilm by Disney. It was set like 1,000 years before the prequels. Well, guess what? It's over. It's ending, and it was awful. This was their commitment to a more diverse Star Wars because they've told us that Star Wars wasn't diverse enough, a world with aliens and such. And so they had lesbians. They made a point to have lesbians in the comic and other people in the comic that, and they're, yes, 100% power of many. And it's over because guess what? No one bought this shit. Although they are touting it as one last celebration will take place. It's like,
So
is it a celebration if nobody sees it?
Is Disney gonna pick it up for a series when the comic ends?
It was so bad they didn't even have plans to make it into a series. That's how bad.
Maybe there's going to be some docking, but without the space.
Ooh, you feisty little feller, you. The High Republic books. If I remember right, their sales were like so pitiful. It only sold like I think the first one, the main one, only sold like 150,000 copies, and that's on a high estimate. I'm just glad that, to be quite honest with you, I'm glad it's over because I'm just tired of reading about it. Yeah, they made a Jedi who was a rock. His name was called Geode, and he flew a ship. He was literally a rock. A stationary rock named Geode. That was one of their characters. He was non-binary, by the way, and that's no lie.
There's a rock guy in Avengers.
There is in Fantastic Four. There's a rock guy.
Yeah, there is.
That's right.
Nice
But
segue.
he has a lot more personality. Okay. So before we get into Fantastic Four, I'm going to give my review. And again, let me post I'm going to paste the link in the chat. If anybody wants to talk about Fantastic Four, we're about to chop it up. Okay. Went to see Naked Gun today. Has anybody out there in the chat seen Naked Gun? Have you gone to see it yet? I know it came out on Thursday, I guess. Now they've extended it to Thursday all day, whatever. The budget for the film was about $46 million. That is a positive. It's already made about $40 million worldwide at the box office after the weekend. And that's without Sunday's numbers, actually. That's a positive. Now, I'm not going to give any spoilers. I don't know how you could spoil a comedy per se, other than describing scenes, and they're not as funny it's like you telling a joke from something. It's never as funny as the actual joke from the comedy special or the movie, right? But I got to tell you, the shit was funny as fuck.
Really?
Like, dude, that shit was funny. I took my son, and I encouraged him to watch, and we may do it after the stream because he doesn't start school till, I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever. We might go back and watch Airplane, or we might go back and watch The First Naked Gun because, that's what it is akin to. He loved it. He liked it. He thought it was funny as shit. Dude, men are going to like this movie. Guys are going to like this comedy. That's what they're made for. They're made for guys. Okay? They just are. And so in the theater, who was laughing the most? Guys. I had a chick sitting next to me and her boyfriend or husband next to her, and then me and my son. And she barely laughed throughout the whole thing. But guess who did laugh? The guy she was with. Throughout. There's one gag that probably goes on way too many times. But other than that, it's funny as shit. Like, it really, truly is. Like, it is. I'm so glad to have a comedy like this back in the movie theater. Because we used to get one of these a month. We used to get these on a regular basis. And then the epic movies, remember those? The Scary Movie 7, the Not Another Teen Movie, kind of ruined the genre because they had shitty writers and the jokes weren't as funny, right?
Well, they just churned
Yes.
them out. They were all the same formula.
Good old
Miramax.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get into any of those, but yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, they were a dime a dozen then.
Scary Movie, like Scary Movie 1 and 2, like the one with Chris Elliott and the little hand and in the mashed potatoes, and like that shit cracks me the fuck up, dude.
Those are the only ones of those I like are 1 and 2, and I don't even like them that much.
Every time I see that scene, I lose my shit. Now, I will tell you, in that movie, there is a chick who was on Beverly Hills 90210. She played a chick named Claire. Okay? And she was like, I had the biggest crush on that chick. She was hot to try. Yeah. Her name is Claire Arnold. And here she is. You guys may remember her. This chick right here. Yeah. Fire. And Scary Movie 2, she wore like this little bitty mini skirt. I used to have the biggest crush on this chick. I thought she was just fire.
Yeah, she was a baddie.
Right. And so Scary Movie 2 holds a special place in my heart because my future ex-wife was in it. But anyway, so but yeah, those movies kind of destroyed it, the genre, right? The Hot Shots, of the world, the Airplanes of the world, the Naked Guns of the world, right? And over time, and things, things peter out. But this movie, I'm telling you, look, I could get it if somebody wants to wait and watch it on streaming. I fully understand that because it's a comedy. Why would you pay that $20 a ticket, $18 a ticket to go see it? But it is worth seeing. I promise it's worth seeing. It is funny as shit. And so I highly recommend it. G.I. Bro says I saw it Friday, loved it. G.I. Bro, again, if you want to jump on, talk Fantastic Four, by all means, hop on in. Just pop in whenever you want to. I think it's been getting good scores. It's made good money, and I think it's hopefully going to propel movie companies into making more comedies because we've been sorely lacking. The Sydney Sweeney, Glenn Powell comedy that came out, what was it, last year? Let's see, what was the name of that?
That Anyone But You or whatever?
Anyone But You. That movie. And I haven't seen it. I heard it was funny as shit.
Yeah, it was good. Actually, I liked it.
Okay. See, and why not look at Sydney Sweeney in a bathing suit? I know, Garaf, it's crazy. But yes, a movie that's a comedy that's come out recently. Go see it, man. Go see it. Krusty says, what's that?
Killed me was the Wrong Susan or whatever.
Oh gosh, I forgot all about that.
Or Wrong whatever. I don't remember that was hilarious. That movie just absolutely.
It was somebody's gonna put it in the chat.
Yeah,
oh my god. Yes.
It's like Ron Schneider or something, wasn't it?
Wrong Missy.
Wrong Missy.
The Wrong Missy. Yes.
Talk about a great movie for Spade. He hasn't been in anything like that funny.
David Spade. Turk says I got to pass on Naked Gun. Crow says I can't bring myself to pay for Naked Gun. I just know it's a movie I'll watch on a plane and disturb others with. You will absolutely be laughing. I promise you. You will laugh out loud. I got to watch Happy Gilmore 2. Dreadnought, I'm with you. Alien Earth, I hope it's good too, and we will find out very soon. I know people that have seen the first episode and liked it all right. Let's see here. Scary movies supposed to be coming back. I hope they're not, unless they're good. Yeah, the deconstruction part of it, I look at deconstruction more as like superhero type stuff than I do in comedy, I guess. because I think deconstruction can be looked at as comedic in a way. And if it's in a comedy, then I don't know how I can reconcile that in my head. No, Seth Rogen is not attached to this. It's Seth MacFarlane, and he actually was just a producer. He did not write this film. This is, oh shit, it's one of the Lonely Island guys that wrote this.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, and not Andy Samberg. Spaceball sequel kind of probably fits into this. So anyway, and then let's see here. Speaking about the scary movies, did you ever notice when Ghostface is doing that "What's Up" look just like the alternate hood for Darklon? No. But now that you mention it, that's pretty funny.
I think I said that in my review.
Okay.
I know I said it looks like the Quintesson, but yeah, that's funny.
All right.
Stretched out chin.
Dreadnought K6. I have a huge collection, a catalog of Blu-rays, UHD, and series. I literally started watching TV when it all went woke, and I can fully understand that. Why you did that. G.I. Jetman, what's going on, buddy? Rowe, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, good.
Good. All right. So, like I said, if anybody else wants to join, I'll paste it one more time, one more again. If you saw Fantastic Four, feel free to jump in, give your take. Kind of spoil it. I know it's been out obviously for a week and a day. I will say this before we get started. Very sharp drop off at theaters. 66% drop off. This movie probably is going to struggle to hit $600 million at the box office with a $300 million budget. So that, yeah, in a way. So how about this, man? I'll say this. I like the movie actually more than I thought I would. I really did enjoy the fact that it was a clear and concise movie from beginning to end compared to Superman. And did I have issues with Sue Storm's power levels in this movie? Yes.
Yeah.
Did I like her character? Yes. I liked her character overall, but I thought at the end when she's pushing Galactus through the hole all by her fucking self, basically, I had a problem with that. I would have liked to have seen the team push him through with Shalabal at the end, maybe given the killing blow. What did you guys think about that in particular? I'll go round robin. Down south, what about you? And then we'll go War Chest and then G.I. Jetman. I'll let you pull up the back end. About the power levels of Sue at the end, like basically forcing Galactus mainly all by herself through the hole until Johnny decides to sacrifice himself. You know, was that okay with you? Would you have liked to seen the team participate in like a combo action to get him back through the hole?
Well, it was a team participation. She's the only one that has the powers that could do that. You know, you saw the Thing running through the pillars to make the building fall on him. Mr. Fantastic was fucking around, twisting, trying to hold him and trip him and all that. Not really. I didn't really have a problem with it. Everybody did a appropriate part for what their power levels are. You know, the Thing, maybe he could have tried to slingshot him or something, pull him with something, wrap him with something, pull him with something. But I think he did his part that was appropriate for what he can do. I didn't really have that much of a problem with it myself.
Okay. War Chest, what did you think about that scene?
I thought that Sue was drastically overpowered. I thought it was kind of odd that they didn't what 3-Star was saying is that you saw Ben do his thing, knocking down the building. You saw Johnny do his. Reed barely did anything at all, which was a disappointment to me. We really didn't get to see Reed do a whole lot. But, we didn't see Reed slingshot Ben into him, like a big
right.
slingshot.
Yeah, like in the comics or anything of that nature.
And like you said, like if Sue and then all of them had kind of went for a big team attack, and then maybe the Silver Surfer push them through, but you just don't go pushing around a cosmic entity. And Sue just doesn't have that power level.
Yeah, I'm with you, the cosmic entity, because I mean, his powers and maybe Silver Surfer somewhat rival each other, right? If I'm not mistaken, at least.
Oh,
You know, and
Galactus
the
is way more
Galactus
powerful.
and you know,
Yeah.
but they did fight. Yes, there were scenes, right? Thing breaks the pillars, but that causes the building to crumble, which causes his hand to fall, right? He was using it to prop himself up. So, but I don't know. To me, I would have liked to have seen maybe like her pushing him while, you know, Reed slingshots the thing up to punch him, and then Johnny comes in for a blow, and then Shalabal comes in for the final like thing to push him through. The last like couple minutes of it was literally just Sue going like while he's just going backwards the whole time.
Yeah.
But okay, so that's I'm with you. G.I. Jet Man, what did you think about that last scene where they're working to get him through that
I thought it was a little crazy, but I don't know. The way I look at it is like she's a mother protecting her baby, and like how a woman can lift the car over herself.
Okay.
You know, kind of like that. You know, kind of like that.
Good point.
Yeah.
So you were good though with like, I guess what, because I remember at the one scene where it's like Johnny comes in and he's got Ben and he's like, it's clobbering time, and he punches Galactus and then literally just goes straight into the ground, right? He just crashes down. Johnny crashes down. So it really didn't do anything at all. And then Reed is getting stretched a little bit. He wasn't even really getting stretched very much, and yet he was acting as if he was about to snap, right? We've seen Reed stretch and roll around shit. And so I thought that was kind of weird. I was like, damn, Reed's not really being stretched that much, but he's about to, you know, snap. But I do get what you're saying though, and you're right. Where you see people that would lift a car or something that's like 5 times their body weight, right, to save something, or do something in a moment of crazy shit going on. I do like that. GI Bro, what you think? Did you like that final kind of battle at the end to settle things, or did you want more? You're muted, by the way. Hang on. I unmute. Okay, yeah, you got to unmute yourself. I can't unmute you. You're still muted. Hang on.
No.
All right, we'll get back to the bro.
I will say this. No matter how overpowered Sue Storm was in the movie, I'll believe that before I believe that Johnny deciphered an alien language.
Okay, all right.
It was kind of
all
fun.
right. So here's the thing. I actually went and watched a motion comic today of the introduction of Galactus. And I watched the whole thing. It was read line by line, page by page, because I don't have the comic. So I went and I watched it. And I see a lot of the points, Scott, that you've made to me privately about the different either power levels or depiction of the character. And that's just from those comics, not all of them as a whole. But from those comics. And so I do get a lot of your points about where you're more of a purist in a lot of those forms or sense, as far as like how these characters should be represented, where Johnny's not ever really been represented as like the smartest scientist guy. Does that make sense? Right. I think you and I talked, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but you felt like the Chris Evans version was more of a better version or representation of what Johnny Storm would be like on film. Is that right?
I think so. I think Chris Evans' portrayal was better than. I mean, this guy was good.
Okay.
This guy was good, but I don't know. I just didn't see him. I just don't see him as a smart guy. But that's just me, I guess.
What did you do? What did you like about this performance of Johnny Storm? Was there anything you took out of this movie that you did like about him, or anything that he did?
I thought he played a good part. I thought he played a good part. You know, I was acting, but I don't know. He just seemed a little smarter than I thought he should be. But they went a different way. You know.
I wonder if that was for more character growth, because the one person who didn't get any character growth at all was fucking Ben Grimm.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
What 3-star did you like? Because I know you and I we're not big Fantastic Four fans, right? Like we don't. It's not our jam, right? Like I had a couple comics. I maybe you did too, but it's not like our wheelhouse, right?
Yeah, I mean, out of the super teams, like they were always my favorite, but I didn't really read any of them. Like you said, I had a couple comics, but they always. I think all of these, every one of these they've kind of done Ben a little bit dirty. Like he's my favorite one of the four, and he always seems like he doesn't get a lot of backstory or a lot of arc or anything. I think he got more in the first movie, or the one from whatever early 2000s,
2005,
the Jessica
whatever.
Alba one.
Right.
I think he got more to do and more of an arc in that movie. Bad as it was, and I didn't hate that movie, I wish they would have built his character up or gave him more of a interaction with people. But I tell you, he did have one of the better scenes in the movie, and the whole thing as it played out, in my opinion, was and they show part of it on the previews where he lifts the bug for the kids. But the whole
that was
scene
cool.
stretched out. That was probably my favorite part of that whole movie.
See, and I like that. I wish we'd have gotten, and I think that's some of the stuff that hit the cutting room floor was like some of his story. And maybe they just didn't feel like it served the purpose overall. Maybe they'll touch upon it in another film. But yeah, like we kind of get the scene where you have the chick at the synagogue and you have the kids hanging out, and he's walking down the street and he's kind of messing about, right? He's picking up the bug and he's kind of pretending he's going to throw it at him, like throw the car. And I'm with you, like that was cool. But then we kind of get this thing where this chick has a thing for him.
Yeah.
But then it's like there's really nothing else about that other till the very end, where he goes to visit her because he thinks the world's coming to an end. He goes by the synagogue and he just kind of goes, "Hey there," and then it goes silent. Right? We don't hear any dialogue. We just see it. Right? G.I. Bro, you there, homie?
No, I think he left.
No. He's here. I'm about to add him. You there?
Oh.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah.
Dig
All
it,
right,
baby.
well.
All right. Dig it. Okay. So let me ask you, first off, we'll hit it up real quick. What did you think about the final scene there with the team and Sue kind of, being the one who really, did a lot of the work on getting Galactus, out of there, at least in your eyes?
It was horseshit.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
she
what I want.
soloed Galactus. If that was in a comic book, I'd rip it up and throw it away. That's ridiculous. Like, he was so underpowered and she was so overpowered. Reed did nothing except get yelled at by his wife to go pick up the baby. So no, it was like they didn't work as a team to do anything, right? Reed wasn't shouting out instructions. There was a vulnerability on Galactus's back that they had already exploited, and they didn't attack that. So, like, what are we doing? Like, and then the Shala Ball, Rose Tico moment at the end was ridiculous.
Yeah, I wasn't. I get it because they can't kill Johnny. I get it, but it was a total Rose Tico kind of deal, right? Where she kind of steals his thunder when he's making the sacrifice. Did you have a problem with not seeing why she decided to change her mind? It's just implied that Shala Ball changes her mind and decides she's going to help save humanity.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was something to do with Sue.
I think you're right.
On the cutting room floor with the both of them, that they're like, "Oh, we're mothers, and we gotta, save the Earth together."
I assumed it was because she had to, tell us her backstory, but she also told it, in the movie, and jumped to the assumption, I guess, that maybe having to say it out loud and retell it made her start having second thoughts, and she was like, "Yeah, I just can't do this anymore."
Yeah,
That's
and
what I got from it.
that beach scene, that was additional photography on that.
Yes,
like that wasn't in the original shoot. Yeah.
You're right.
So-
That was additional photography, and I think it was additional photography to basically at least give the audience a explanation, or help fill in some exposition there, to show you like, why did she become a herald, how did that happen, and then it allows you to tie together. And like 3-star, so I personally, the way I read it too was like, okay, I don't have to see her all of a sudden decide to talk herself into doing this. Like, it's implied that, okay, you showed us this scene. We get to see what happened to her. We know why now, because Johnny puts the pieces together. But, War Chest, you're saying Johnny's just not that fucking smart.
No, I mean he's always been like an engineering mechanic, but usually it's Reed telling him how to do that kind of stuff, or like he's linked up to him somehow or whatever. But as far as like, I'm not saying he couldn't do it. I'm just saying he couldn't do it in that short a time. I wouldn't see that.
Yeah,
and their technology didn't seem to be nearly as advanced as it is in the current Marvel universe. So I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, and that was the problem I had too with from the point that they show back up and say, Galactus is coming. It seems like there's no urgency.
Yeah,
and it's hard to gauge how much time passed.
Yeah.
Was it 6 months, a year,
Yeah.
2 weeks? What was it like? And then we're supposed to believe that we need to construct. First of all, the idea was retarded.
Okay, now I'm with you there. I thought that, like, we're shown him transporting the egg, right, from one side to another.
With a giant transporter that's like 5 times as big as the egg. Give me a break.
And the whole world
Yeah.
donates all of their resources, right?
All the third world countries that we're supposed to trust the contractors are going to get everything to specs. Give me a break. I can't get a roof done here. Like,
I thought that too. I was like, I that did cross my mind, because you don't see them like any of that. You don't see any of the. It's just the world needs to pull together, or this is going to happen, and everybody does it, and it's done. I agree with that.
I guess with it
awful, like, oh, how convenient they built that shit in like a week.
with a world, let's just say, just for the sake of throwing it out there, that with a world that supposedly is going to be destroyed, even though really no one has any knowledge. No one's seen on the Earth, at least that Earth, any visual or any knowledge that this is actually. They're just taking the Fantastic Four's word that they went and met with the Galactus. He says, "No, I'm coming to eat your world," and that's that.
Baby.
So the world decides they're going to or give me your baby,
baby.
And so everyone is on the same page, because they did show like there's death cults and there's cults to Galactic or whatever, right? But ultimately, the entire world cuts their lights off at the same time every night, the entire world, and so we're just supposed to kind of buy into that, even though the world has not really truly been shown any existence that their world really truly is coming to an end, right? Like, they don't really show you that in the film. They just take the Fantastic Four's world.
They go out of their way. They go out of their way. Yeah. They go out of their way with the little montage toward the beginning to show how much the world loves them and trusts judgment.
Which I did like that. I actually liked that exposition better than just being told, like Superman just tells you with text on the screen. I like that whole beginning where they have the little TV special. G.I. Jetman, did you like the kind of exposition thing at the beginning where they go through the team and how they beat this, won this and that, and the people universally love
certain
them?
villains they had and stuff like.
Yeah, I like the way they flash back to the old villains from the old vintage cartoon.
Yeah,
and
Did you like?
that was cool.
Did you like the little scene with Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in the comic office as they're looking out their window? Did you catch that little
cool.
Easter egg?
That was cool.
I was also really happy to see in the
I think
credits how they really propped up Jack Kirby.
Yes,
I think they should have taken more from Kirby. Kirby would have hated this movie.
I think in the cosmic design of things, I think they should have kind of used his artwork a little bit more as a reference.
In that when they went out to outer
said
space.
Shia LaBeouf is doing what?
Yeah, I will say this. Like I guess within this story, okay, I guess within this story, they make it make sense as far as the modernity thing, right? Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Had it been
Little
Norrin
heavy-handed,
Rad,
huh?
yes, had it been Norrin Rad, it would not have served the story. They would have had to have really written a different story. So did it?
No, I disagree. I don't think so.
You don't think that? I mean, how would it
the
have
beach
made
scene
more
could have
sense
been-
for him then?
I think the beach scene could have been Norrin Rad and Shia LaBeouf, and he did everything for her.
Okay.
So he sacrificed himself to save the planet and her, just like she did for her child. So Norrin Rad could have been in that scene instead of the kid, but whatever.
Yeah.
But she didn't do anything different than Norrin Rad would have done.
I'm with you. I guess what I'm saying within this story, because it focuses on Sue and motherhood and Franklin so much, would it have been a bit of a too much to not try to tie together the female part of it, the motherhood part of it, where Shia LaBeouf wants to save her child in her world, Sue wants to save her child in her world, and they had to put that together. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's fine, but if it was Norrin Rad, Silver Surfer, no one would have said a thing. It would have been fine. We're talking about 5 characters, and one of them was a woman, and she did everything. I don't think anybody would have complained that there's not enough women in it. And, I don't think Shia LaBeouf did much.
No, they didn't.
They should have
other
followed
than
the
chasing
comic
them.
story, and I know War Chest is probably with me on this. They should have
Sure.
done the Ultimate Nullifier. That would have kept Silver Surfer on the planet in the end, right? Galactus
Okay,
or
yeah.
Silver
No,
Surfer
yep.
today.
Yeah. No,
You
I
could
did
have used
mention
them
that.
in the next movie,
I
If-
did
if-
understand why the Ultimate Nullifier wasn't just part of the plot.
Right.
The Ultimate Nullifier is a great ending because he totally just puts it in his face saying, I'm going to use it. I don't know what it's going to do, but I know it's going to take you out. And Galactus says, whoa, bro, calm down.
So the
that's
Ultimate
all.
Nullifier 3-star, basically Johnny Storm gets sent through the cosmos by the Watcher. And he comes back with a device, and the device basically can destroy everything. And Galactus as well. And Galactus knows this, so basically it's like, he backs down, but he takes away Silver Surfer's power of the cosmos, so he is stuck just traversing Earth. He cannot go into space. He cannot go beyond into the out of the atmosphere. So that's how the Fantastic Four kind of save that. At that time, they defeat Galactus by this particular device, and so that's what they're talking about with the Ultimate Nullifier. Is that it is, as far as the comic, and
Ultimate
yes,
MacGuffin. I mean,
it in a way, yeah.
Well, so is Franklin.
Well, and that's right.
Franklin kind of was the Ultimate Nullifier.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true, and that's where I think they decided to turn this. Now, you guys tell me. I don't know a lot about Franklin Richards. I know he's all powerful. He's like a god in the comics, or has been
I
in
don't
certain
like him.
comics. So are they basically taking the Ultimate Nullifier, substituting Franklin, and then they're going to go forward? Do you think with that moving forward in the MCU?
I don't know what they're planning with
I don't know.
Franklin. All I know is they every writer that comes along gives them more power.
I heard
So,
that what the post credit scene there with Doom. I heard he kidnaps Franklin and goes to 616 universe, and the Fantastic Four follow him there. I don't know if that's true, but
Well, at the end of
the rumor.
Makes sense.
That
at the end of
Thunderbolts scene
Thunderbolts,
was them
yeah.
flying in to try to find
Franklin literally can rewrite matter. He can create universes. He can alter reality. He's kind of like his own little Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, and that's where I think that scene out of the Thunderbolts ending is misleading, because we see their ship. So at the very end of the Thunderbolts, it's like 14 months later or some shit like that, and they're all gathered at Avengers Tower. And they get this message coming in, and they look up on their big screen, and it's the Avengers ship, it's the Excelsior coming into atmosphere, okay? But you don't see who's on it, you don't see anything other than the ship, and so the director of Fantastic Four did not know about that scene being shot. He wasn't told it's supposed to tie into his movie, he wasn't told that it's supposed to tie into anything. But that's what's shown. And so some people suspect it's Dr. Doom who has kidnapped Franklin, like G.I. Jetman is saying. Some people think it's the Fantastic Four. A lot of people thought it was the Fantastic Four escaping their Earth, because I thought in this movie their Earth was going to get destroyed. I actually thought that's what was going to happen.
It would have made
that would have been fun.
I thought it would have been a better ending.
And remember, it does say 4 years later too.
Yeah, it is. That's right. It's 4 years later in the Fantastic Four post-credit scene. In the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, it's 14 months, I believe. And Matthew probably maybe correct me if I'm wrong. But my point is that I thought ultimately this would have been Fantastic Four would have been a better movie if the Earth did actually get destroyed. If everybody got destroyed and the Fantastic Four somehow had to use the thing that Reed made to escape to the far-flung part of the galaxy or another dimension.
That's what I thought was going to happen too.
Or they figured out how Franklin's powers worked, and they had him open up a portal and move. That would have made a lot to a different timeline.
They definitely would have had to move that timeline along way further than him being a baby, right? An infant.
At the age of 4 or 5, he does some wild shit in the comic books.
Evidently, the post-credit scene where he's touching Dr. Doom's face, what is that all about?
I don't even know what they're doing there. There's a bunch of things that, without getting way too far into it, there's a whole thing where Doom like pretends to be Tony Stark. There's a bunch of different storylines.
Oh yeah, I know. Like Doom and Iron Man, Tony Stark are connected in the comics somehow. So that's how I don't know.
Well, so from what I understand, right, and I don't know the timeline, but like, doesn't Tony go into a coma and then somehow Dr. Doom takes over his body in the comics?
That's the second Civil War, I think.
Yes. That's where that ties in. That's where
that
Tony Stark.
And I think that kind of makes sense, because then that would roll into the new Secret Wars from like.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, could they actually come back? Because it's their brothers.
I don't know, man. Because that's whenever Stark becomes like the infamous Iron Man, like where he's like the good guy, Doom.
Yeah, Doom becomes but benevolent.
I don't know, man. I think it's the older story of Doom where he's basically hoodwinking everybody into thinking he's a good guy, but he's not.
Okay.
And he marries Wanda, right? Is that something in the comics?
That's in the Civil War. That's after the Civil War.
Yeah. But I don't think we're ever going to see her again. I don't think you'll ever see Elizabeth Olsen again.
Really?
That's just not. No. I don't even think her chair was on the announcements for. Yeah, no. I don't think she'll be back. There's several people I don't think you're going to see again. We know that. We did see where Punisher and Hulk is going to be in the new Spider-Man movie.
Yep.
So we did see that.
And Scorpion.
Yep. There's actually a few. There's a few cameos or roles in there. But G.I. Bro, did you I know you weren't really a big fan of this movie. Did you? And I know you liked Superman, and I did too. Did you think that this was at least more of a kind of like clearer plot and a clearer movie from beginning to end than Superman? Like that it at least had kind of more of a beginning, middle, ending. I think Superman felt to me like it was kind of all over the place a little bit, and even though I liked it, I still felt like this was more of a concise, more traditional written movie. Like that it had 3 acts and it really followed that.
Yeah, I didn't hate this movie, but I just didn't love it, and I wanted to love it. It was good. It wasn't great, but it was it was boring for an hour and 55-minute movie. Like it drug, and then the plan to teleport. The plan that failed. Like, why didn't we just build one teleporter, and then to teleport Galactus out from the beginning? That's the plan. Instead, we waste time doing this whole plan that fails, and it's just wasted screen time. Like,
I guess
I hate
to build
when people go out for a job and then it fails, and then they have to do something else. So you just wasted all my time doing that. Last Jedi.
Well, now that's
when Finn leaves to go on his mission and completely failed, we could have just ignored all that. Like,
Oh no! Look, I'm with you there. I don't even. Oh my God,
but,
we
like,
get into that
we
Canto
didn't
Bite
need
shit.
We didn't need for this giant plan to fail, for any of the story to move forward, and there wasn't any character development through that. Reed didn't learn anything new. Sue didn't become better. Like, no one, it didn't change anything except, oh, well, we've got one now. Let's use that one.
Well, I thought it might be to, I don't know, maybe to knock them down a peg, to show people that they're not perfect, and even their awesome plans with his smarts and their technology are capable of failing. That's what I thought.
Well, they sure did.
But it sure
to
took
get
a lot
back
of
to
time
your
getting
point,
there.
Pop, one of the problems too for me, the reason I feel like it drug a little bit was that there was 2 action sequences in the whole movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm with you there.
And you can complain. Yeah, you can complain about all the stuff going on in Superman, but the movie moved.
It definitely moved. For some
and,
maybe a little too fast, but I get what you're saying though.
Well, I do think that we also forget who the target audience is for this, and I guarantee you, every 12-year-old that went into this movie thought it was boring, and they all
I
like
can't
Superman.
argue with that. Yeah, I have to say I agree
what
with
I
you
mean?
there. And I think you've seen a bigger drop off for this, even though I think people do overall like it. But I think you're right.
mean,
I think
Rotten Tomatoes is pretty much even on both. They like both. I don't know why this one didn't do better than, or at least as the same as Superman.
War Chest, you saw Superman, right?
Yeah.
Okay, which one would you tell people to, if it was word of mouth, which so much the legs of a movie nowadays is also word of mouth from people actually giving an opinion or whatever. Which movie would you tell people to go see before the other? Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
Yeah, I man, it's tough for me. I know 3-star.
To me, it depends on who it is.
I can see that.
If it's a 40-year-old man, yeah, Fantastic Four. If it's a 13-year-old boy, go see Superman. You're gonna enjoy it more.
I feel the same way. Yeah,
these superhero movies shouldn't be. Yeah, the target audience shouldn't be 40-year-old men who've read comic books all their lives. It's got to be the norm. We got to be bringing in new kids. I saw, Dawn or Superman at the theater. I came out loving that movie. It was for me. It wasn't for, there was no 40-year-old men going to see Dawn or Superman. They were taking their kids and going, yeah, it was okay. It was kind of corny.
I'd say maybe it took them a while to come around, right? Like at that time, I'd say that in that period of time, cynicism was a huge thing. It took Star Wars to break people out of the cynicism of the 70s to start to have imagination again. And you hear that a lot. You really do. If you look at 70s cinema in Hollywood, it was pretty much dead. It was very cynical and And it really took something like even not even Jaws, even though Jaws was considered the first blockbuster, but Star Wars really was the first movie in the late 70s to get people out of, because you had gasoline crises, right? You had the Vietnam War, you had
Terrorism,
shitty economy, terrorism, right? There's a lot of shit going on. And so people had imaginations, was something that even Hollywood was not being very imaginative with. And it took Star Wars, and then you saw Superman, right? You'll Believe a Man Can Fly. You see, and then from there, I think Hollywood really, took off with especially those kinds of movies, good or bad. But I'm with you. I think the target audience definitely for a Superman is younger, and I do agree that the older audience is part of somewhat a little bit of Marvel's kind of double-edged sword now, that they brought people along on this ride from 2008 up till now. And now everybody's grown up. So how do you bring kids back into this when you're trying to tell stories for an audience that's now grown up over the last 15 plus years?
That's what a lot of the animated series and stuff are for. Those age groups growing up, even some of the more, I guess, PG-13 animated ones that they bring in is kind of more for that. I mean, granted, everybody deserves to have the live action stuff, but yeah, I don't know, man. Smallville, that last Superman TV show, all that stuff was all good, but a lot of that was more for that middle-aged
young adult.
Kids don't watch that.
Kids
they don't
watch.
have network TV. There's no Saturday morning cartoons anymore. So
That's
kids
true.
aren't. They're. My son is 22, and he grew up from like junior high on with MCU. That's all they knew.
Yeah.
It became cool in high school to wear your Captain America shirt or whatever it was. All the jocks wore, Iron Man or whatever. It was cool. Now it's not cool anymore. They don't care about these superhero movies. My son goes because he still loves his stuff, but none of his friends like it.
Isn't it crazy though? Even with like the Arrowverse, like G.I. Jetman, you mentioned, the Arrowverse. It's like, and that was network television or even let's say something on cable, whatever you want to call it. But it's like, and that's really not the way people engage with entertainment anymore.
Nope.
And it's wild that it's just that quickly. No one, if they came out with a new show on a major network or even a cable network, and it was, decent enough and had the backing of Marvel or whatever, I don't know that anybody would even give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that anybody would even care to watch it.
I had to tell my son what channel surfing was. He had no idea. Like, that's how we discovered everything, right? That's how we watch movies. How many movies have you watched that you haven't seen the whole movie, but you've seen it like a dozen times because you caught it halfway through?
Yeah, segments, watched it a piece at a time, 15 minutes at a time.
That's true.
But that's not a thing anymore.
So
you watch exactly what you want to watch, and that's it.
Now you surf. Now you surf on your phone.
This is interesting because Todd says my wife went teary during Fantastic Four. Eric Thurman says people were crying.
My wife got weepy too.
Quit lying, Eric. Todd says the pregnancy stuff
of Franklin. I like the way they did that in space.
Okay, all right. So I thought that was a cool fucking scene. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, what? Like, okay, this is pretty wild, and this is a traumatic moment. And yes, I could see where it would cause someone to go into labor. And you have to throw some of your disbelief out the window, right? They're obviously trying to run back to the ship, and it's. I mean, personally, I was like, there's no fucking way they're going to get back to the ship in time and still be in one piece.
I did not like that scene.
I didn't either. I didn't either. I was like, what is happening? And then they blast a hole through the bottom. But like, how do they even know that was the bottom? That could have been the 70th level within the center of the hole. That thing was humongous.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I didn't care for that shit. I thought it was a little a little, not just a little unbelievable, but super unbelievable that they somehow got back in time, right?
Yeah.
But I could see people getting emotional when Sue died.
Yeah.
Um,
that's the part of the movie I hated the most.
And why did you hate it the
just
most?
Because it's just some stupid. I'm like, Sue's gonna die.
They're not gonna kill her. Yeah.
Bring her back to life. This is stupid.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I knew that Franklin was gonna bring her back. When she was laying there dead, I was like, oh, they're just gonna put the baby on top of her and she's gonna come to life.
Yeah, they're gonna just put the MacGuffin right on her chest. And,
They sure enough did, didn't they? They put him right there, and he.
And right after he saved his mom, he pooped his fucking diaper. Like,
yeah. Oh,
get out
God,
of here.
shit! I forgot about that. All right, look.
I have a question. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have a question, and I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
kids watch YouTube. That's correct.
But someone can tell. But the girl that was in the synagogue that Ben had a crush on.
Okay.
Is that supposed to be Alicia Masters?
No, that's not Alicia.
It should have been. It should have been. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, because she was blind.
Time with this new character,
right?
Yeah.
You know, when we
yeah.
got, you know, they didn't want to give him a story. They didn't want to give him an arc. He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't feel. It didn't seem like he felt like he was an outcast. Everybody loved him. He was accepted by everybody.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bummer that.
Do you see? This is the reason why I kind of had hoped that their Earth got destroyed.
Yeah.
Because all of the shit that you know about them or that you will learn about them if you're not a fan, and like what I did is go back and watch that comic, you know, in motion and actually, you know, watch the whole fucking thing to understand where Galactus comes from and what all this is. So, like, is that it would make sense then for them to escape to the 616 where then you meet these people. But at the same time, it's like, at that point, the Fantastic Four are really nothing fucking special if they all of a sudden come into the 616 Earth, because we've already had all this crazy shit go down.
Yeah, fucking Thanos.
With Thanos
and gods.
So it's just another team. It's like, oh, hey, motherfuckers show up. Who gives a shit? Whereas
Well, Sue could have taken Thanos for sure.
Evidently, Wanda almost took Thanos, didn't she?
Captain Marvel couldn't.
Yeah.
You know, right?
No, she
Captain
could not.
She took his fucking ship out though. But look, so here's my thing. In one sense, like, because I did like the movie. You know, honestly, I did like it, and I did enjoy it. And when I left, I was like, okay, that was fine. Pedro Pascal didn't ruin it. Yes, Sue's a little overpowered for my tastes, not knowing a lot of the history of the group other than the basics. I thought Thing got shortchanged, and I thought I liked Johnny. I thought he got the most character growth as a character overall. But a lot of those cornerstones about the group, they do introduce in this Earth. So if you bring them to a new one, then like, what do you do with that? What do you do with Alicia Masters? Is Ben Grimm still pissed that he's a fucking rock with a rock dick now if he comes to 616? You see what I'm saying? Like the whole buildup, all of that, the shit he feels when he's turned into the Thing and all of his issues. Now you bring him to the 616, it feels like a lot of that stuff gets thrown away. Does that make sense? Like, as far as the characters are concerned, like, is Reed still the smartest man on Earth?
Well,
when
there's
he comes to
rumors
the
that
616?
Reed's going to be the leader of it.
Well, I've seen
I
that
heard
too.
that he's going to be the focal point of Doomsday. I don't know if it's true.
Well, it would make sense.
If Matthew's still in the chat.
Hopefully they get some better writers that can write a smart guy, because they couldn't figure it out this time.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I want to see like a Galactus movie just of Galactus.
Oh, and the beard thing was funny on the thing.
I did like I thought it was goofy, but I was okay with it. I thought it was funny. You know,
it was
a little
perfect
touch like
just
that.
A little bit of silly comedy that could actually like be a thing with him grinding it off. I thought it was all right.
Right. Now I don't know if that's how that works. I've never known in the comic if that's a thing.
Why doesn't
where,
he have
you know,
hair on top of his head?
Well, right. You
He
know,
should
I
have
guess,
hair
well,
on
it
his
would be a
head, but-
rock hair. It'd be
Yeah.
rock hair,
Well,
right?
well, when it was Michael Chiklis, he already was
Because
bald.
he had hair
so-
before he
Yeah, he
turned
was
into
already
the
bald.
thing, so you would think he would be
Yeah.
growing up there too.
I guess it
I've
was.
got a question.
Yeah.
So Rich touched on this, and I wanted to see if you guys felt the same way. Part of it drug, like going into the middle third of the movie, and I actually, when I bought my ticket, I purposely, when I buy them online, I pick my seats, and I always sit right under the projector while that was taken. There was a group here and a group here and 3 seats between those groups. I took the middle of those seats because that's what you do, right? You hope you get a seat on each
Right.
side. So to my left was a family. To my right was 2 dudes. I don't know, there's probably 20s, and I fell asleep.
The guy next to you did.
and
Ringing endorsement right there.
And when I woke up, and it was I just nodded off. But when I woke up, those 2 guys were snickering, and I think I woke myself up when I started to snore, and those guys were laughing at me. So going into like the middle third of the movie, it hit really a lull for me because there wasn't much going on, and I wasn't like. I didn't feel like I was overly tired or anything when I went in the theater, but I had the recliner seats, and I was all kicked back, and I did, man. I was just watching along, and next thing I know, I was just like, what's going on? And them 2 guys to my right are both snickering. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened there. So did you guys experience that a little bit in that part too?
There was a guy about 5 seats over from me. He passed out within the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Was it my dad?
Yeah. And then people started throwing popcorn at him because he was snoring.
Oh, wow.
Oh no!
I was in the back row with nobody around me, so
Yeah.
I
They could have
also.
thrown. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I also was in the back row, and I saw it early enough that there was only about 8 or 9 people in the theater or something like that, 10, 12 people maybe. So no, but I will not lie. At one point during the movie, I did catch those recliner seats, man. That's the fucking problem, man. Like I caught myself for a minute, like closing my eyes, and I was like, had to really make myself. I mean, it didn't happen over and over, but it did happen one time, and you're right. It was in that kind of after they come back from outer space, I think.
Yeah.
That kind of period of time. There were really 2 lulls in the movie, like leading up to, like, after the beginning, and then obviously, yes, I Herald Galactus. It's like, what? But like before the outer space scene and after the outer space scene, there was a couple lulls in action there for me that, I appreciated Superman for keeping the foot on the gas for.
When they pushed Galactus through the hole, do you think that means this is going to end up in the 616 down the road? Or?
I do.
Yeah, I think
because there was no during any of that shit. They didn't really know where they were going to send him to.
Yeah,
they
I
were
don't
just
know how
getting him out of here.
Out of
So
curiosity,
that's what
I
I
wonder
thought.
how they're going to do that because of Galactus's history of what he is and what he was at, and how he's aligned with Null and the Abyss and everything. I wonder how they're going to play Galactus out for the rest of it, or maybe we won't see him again. I don't know, but it would be kind of cool to see if they really tell the whole backstory of Galactus and his powers and how he came to be into the 616. So I think it would be kind of cool.
I don't think you're going to get it.
It would, yeah.
No, I don't think
it would
so.
have been cool, like an Infinity War type story.
Yeah.
Like
Yes,
how we
I
saw it
agree
down-
with you.
something like that.
I agree with you 100%. I think that do you believe them when they say that, of course, the Kang thing, when that happened, and we know why they let him go. I don't think they were planning on letting him go.
No.
They say that
they're lying.
they say, well, he wasn't big enough, and that's why we brought Doctor Doom. I think they brought Doctor Doom because it was Robert Downey Jr. and they needed a shot in the arm.
Yeah.
But I
they
actually
needed
would
a
have
win.
I would have preferred a long play on Galactus.
So then
we
if
still
they're gonna-
may get it. We still.
I would have loved to see a long play on Galactus because then we made Nolan from the Venom.
I thought
stuff and the Abyss, and then brought it all, and then the entire Darkness storyline of the Dark Herald storyline could have come in, and you would have found out how Galactus was actually the Herald of the Abyss.
And they could make Thor a herald because he's becomes a herald of Galactus.
He does, and then that's when you find out that Galactus was actually the herald from the previous, basically universe. When it died, he came through as the last surviving member, but he escaped, and the Void has followed him into our universe, and basically him going around consuming planets is actually. He was supposed to be the bringer of life, and then he ended up having to consume more and more energy to become powerful enough to fight the Void.
The Void from Thunderbolts, the Century Void, or whatever.
No, a whole different cosmic entity.
Okay. 3-star. What you gonna say?
Powers universes. So at one point, Galactus was his herald.
I was gonna say they could be setting it up for a long play on Galactus.
Yeah.
We get another
That'd be cool.
couple movies in, and then maybe they pepper in a reference like they did going into with in Avengers, where they were talking about the earthquake off the coast of Wakanda, and they're like, don't worry about that, and that wound up being what's his nuts? Aquaman.
Namor.
Marvel Aquaman. Yeah, him.
Right.
So, and they pepper in some stuff like that, like, oh, what about this activity out by Neptune or something? Something's headed this way. Just whatever, just random. And we get 2 or 3 movies in, and we sprinkle a couple of those throughout, and then on that 4th movie or 5th movie or whatever, they set it up at the end of the one before it, and that's where he's teleported to that dimension and that time. I think that's possible. Who knows?
Has Doctor Doom ever worked with Galactus or Control or tried or anything of that nature in the comics? Right.
He's been obsessed with the power cosmic.
See, I could see that kind of maybe coming back into play. I just wonder, you introduce him as this villain in this movie, and then let's not kid ourselves, so easily defeated, right? Let's say what it is. It was, I know it's no, they had to work for it. It's okay, but I think it kind of downgrades him, so that if you were to use him moving forward, I almost feel like he doesn't feel as big a villain. Had they done it the other way and introduced him the way they introduced Thanos, over movie, bit by bit, as this looming, just huge thing that's coming.
Well, that's what I'm wondering if they may do, and they may build him up where whatever they did to him and send him away, somehow he's even more powerful, and it takes more heroes to team up.
The problem that I see with all this is the box office sucks. And now you want to bring back the villain. The box office on this one is bad.
Yeah,
right?
it's not doing great.
So, are you going to bring back a villain from a movie that performed poorly right away?
It's the problem with Quantumania.
And I really don't see how they're going to come off of Avengers going into Doomsday, into Secret Wars, and then then they got to bring in the Beyonder and all this other stuff. So I don't know. It seems like a really big fucking sandwich to chew on.
I'm just really worried that the Doomsday is crammed with so many cameos. It's got, Patrick Stewart and freaking Magneto, what's his name? Played Magneto. Right. You've got all these people that were in those early X-Men movies and then beyond. and they, how in the world are they going to do that with any cohesion for a plot?
But you got to also figure that like all the multiverse and all that shit was just a way for Marvel, just like Crisis and everything else, was just a way for them to wrap up bad storylines and shithole plots that they never finished.
Oh, sure.
They pretty much
Right.
wrap all into one cohesive universe, back to like a reboot.
I heard,
Right.
And I would say that
I
that's
heard it's
pretty
gonna
much
have
what they're
different
trying to
teams or
do.
something.
Because
Like
you've
different
got
teams together working. I don't know.
You've got Fox and you've got all the stuff that's
Well-
going down with the X-Men. You've got the Spider-Man stuff, all that's over in Sony with what the hell, all the crap they've done with Venom and everything. And then you've got the Marvel universe, then you've got the Marvel Disney streaming shit. And it's like they're trying to somehow bring it now that they've all got it back in house, with the exception, I think, of the Hulk still belongs to Universal.
Right.
Yeah.
Sony still
Yes.
has-
Halfway.
and
And
Sony still has Spider-Man. So they're
Yeah.
trying
There too.
to bring it all into one universe so it all makes sense. Is all I can see that they're trying to do.
I think
I just-
Universal still has a part of Namor too.
I just wonder if they're
Yeah.
trying to set up maybe West Coast Avengers and
Yeah, Young
you know.
Avengers.
Did anybody go in for this bucket, by the way? It's $80.
No,
I got two of them.
Did you?
Yeah, I got the last one they had at
Hey, they're
the
cool.
AMC.
Yeah.
And then you can still order them online on AMC,
Mhm.
but you won't get it till Christmas.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, and I'm glad I didn't see it because I would have been tempted to buy it.
It was
He wa-
not at the
he was a
Regal
cool
that I
looking
got.
Galactus. He was a cool looking Galactus.
Yeah.
I thought.
Okay, Jetman, that I was gonna ask you guys that question when I had a chance to ask it. That was a big lead up for this movie. That was one thing that I think a lot of people might have even gone to see this movie just for, is to see how they pulled off Galactus, because they shit on him in the Rise of Silver Surfer. He was just a big cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you guys happy with how he looked and how he was portrayed?
I did like him quite a bit. Yeah,
I liked it.
him quite a bit.
I liked it. I was good.
I don't know what actor played him. Does it say in the credits?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's in
Ralph
the credits.
Innocent
I
is
don't
the
know.
actor that played
Why
him.
didn't
I
they go
don't
with
know a
Danny
lot
DeVito?
about him.
I mean, Danny DeVito.
From the Penguin to Galactus.
They
That's
didn't
his
give him enough lines
autobiography.
either. He only got a few lines, like 6 lines or something.
Oh, you know what?
Walking as Galactus.
Hey,
You know.
Ralph Innocent's been in some
Anyway, I
stuff.
started blasting.
He's been in Nosferatu. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was in Harry
Yeah,
Potter,
he's good.
Deathly Hallows.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good.
Yeah, he's been in a decent amount of stuff here. I mean, I liked it. Look, it reminds me of Smaug. I mean, you're playing a voiceover role for a character, right? I mean, as long as you put the right amount of gravitas towards it, then it's probably going to work.
What Rich? What did you think? You didn't really answer. How
I
did you
didn't
like the design?
I didn't think they could make it work, but they did. I thought it looked really good. Like that
I
was the
thought he
best
looked
part of the
surprised.
movie for me. Yeah.
I thought he looked great. I don't
Yeah.
feel like he was big enough.
No, he wasn't. But he scales.
They have to make it work.
He can
Yeah, Galactus
adjust,
can
but they
get as
didn't
big
have
or
the
as small as
chance.
it wants
Yeah.
to be.
It made me want that HasLab even more.
Yeah, same. I
Right.
want that Galactus HasLab. I've been
I
eyeing
do
it for
wonder.
a
I
while.
mean, I guess in the sense that he's there to go get the baby, and so like how big should he be if he's actually trying to, it's interesting because I guess he can basically do whatever the fuck he wants. So if he reaches his hand in a building and he scoops up a baby, and not Herbie somehow, but scoops up a baby in his hand, and he obviously knows how to not hurt it with all this other crap that he's scooping out of the building. I would have maybe liked to have seen him go down the size and walk up to the baby as like a regular sized human, and
Can you do
then
that?
grow
Change his
back.
diaper.
Yeah,
Yes.
same size. Yeah.
Yes, maybe they
like
could have put a
Apocalypse?
scene where he pees on his face, and it would have been like ha 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 ha.
he's baby sized. What if he's baby sized and he starts a fist fight?
Oh no, we could have like Cabbage Patch Kids. It'd been Garbage Pail Kids. But like,
my baby, get in my belly.
but I thought maybe if he'd have gone down to size, walked up to him like, you know, like a human size, and then picked him up in his arms, and then all of a sudden grew out of the Baxter building like this giant fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like I thought that might have been kind of cool.
I have to
yeah.
say, and I don't know what you guys think, but I thought Mole Man kind of killed it. I thought he was funny.
Mole Man was good, man.
Yeah, Mole Man was kind of cool.
It just wasn't.
The same
It
glasses.
it wasn't set up enough.
Did you notice, Pop? Did you notice he was in a Naked Gun?
Yes,
Mole Man was his
absolutely.
partner.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
he killed it in Naked Gun.
I agree. He was
I
great.
think he was in Cobra Kai too.
He was great. Was he the kid? Was he the guy in the woods training the kids in Cobra Kai?
No,
Yeah, he was on
the
part of
redheaded
Cobra Kai,
dude,
yeah.
Stingray.
Yeah, kind of the bigger guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just trying to remember who he was in Cobra Kai.
Yeah,
Stingray.
Was he?
He was Stingray.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't remember. Matthew, if Matthew's still listening, he'd be like,
he had
"How
his- he
dare
had his-
you?"
Had his goatee braided and
Yeah, that's right.
the
Yep.
redheaded kind of
Yep,
dude.
yep.
I thought it was a little, but I guess this goes along with what we were talking about with them building the transporter things. I thought it was a little bizarre how they were just like, okay, everybody get on these buses and we're going to Subterranea. We got to get off the streets. Everybody in the city, get on these city buses. and we're going down to our new friend Mole Man's crib.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
they
where
went.
it's a giant underground city with nobody in it, and enough to, have millions of people show up.
Yeah, New York or where.
I'm sure
That's
there's
why
a
I
Starbucks there.
would have said, "Bus driver, keep driving me out of town.
Yeah,
Drive me underground."
Fuck out of here.
So I guess
Yeah,
that
Galactus
was
could've
one of
crushed
Tina.
that's one of my issues was that like the Mole Man thing is just set up by one line of and it's like, Sue Storm brokers a peace agreement with the underground fucktards, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, great. I knew where that was going. I knew he would come up big. I knew that's where the people were going to. You can see it a mile away. But I just felt like it's like, okay, so here I want to show you something. If you go on to Regal and you look up tickets for the movie, it shows starring John Malkovich.
Yeah.
First,
they cut all of his
And they cut his entire role.
Oh, they said his character name though. That was enough.
They said his name. They showed an ape, but I'm like, so even Mole Man wasn't set up so much in a way for me, like enough to where I believe that this happened. He shows up in the Baxter building. He's making fun of Reed. He's talking shit about him, and they go at each other a little bit. But we don't get any history, right? No history. You're good.
Because he likes Sue.
Yeah, he likes Sue, but like we got none of that. We don't know why they hate each other so much. We don't know why there's this thing between them. And I felt like this movie, just like Superman, could have used an extra 20 minutes, maybe. Not an hour, but an extra 20 minutes with a few extra scenes to flesh out some of the world a little bit more for me. I know Superman definitely could have used that for sure.
Did you guys stay to the very end?
I did.
Very end?
Yes.
I did.
The cartoon?
Yeah.
It was funny.
That was
That was
cool.
neat. I like
Dragon Man was in it.
Yeah, that was cool. I like the cartoon. And I don't know. I didn't know half them some bitches in the cartoon. I just knew it was funny. I liked it. That old school, like watching Super Friends.
Right.
I liked it.
So,
well, back in the 70s, I think they had a cartoon, The Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they did.
yeah, they did.
I think it's
Yeah,
on
with
Disney
Herbie.
Plus.
That's part of what they were referencing when they said
Yeah.
the Fantastic Four defeated, and they started naming off all the people they defeated. Those were all the people from the cartoon.
Yeah, all the old cartoon villains.
But didn't they show like a scene where they knocked the ape out of whatever it was, and wasn't the red
Yeah.
disc
Yes.
there?
They
Yeah, it would've been
mentioned the
great to
red
see that whole
ghost, but they
scene.
didn't show him.
But they didn't show him.
They said the red, and you guys also remember the red ghosts, apes or whatever, evil monkeys, and it shows him knocking them, out into the water or whatever. The ape.
Well, we
It didn't
saw them
show.
later.
Exposition man was saying
It's too
that.
bad because John Malkovich is a good actor.
Well, that's what I thought was so wild about that is that, it really, they had to have really said, we got to cut this down to
Well,
cut
he was
out
in the trailer.
an actor.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
to-
how do you cut on Malkovich's scenes?
I mean,
How
that's
dare you.
what. So either they just didn't help flesh anything out, or they're making an effort to cut down the runtime on all these movies.
Runtime, they wanted it under 2 hours, probably.
Yep, like
Same
really.
thing with Superman.
Yep,
Yeah,
same
They
thing.
both needed a little bit more,
My guess,
Just
my
a little
guess-
bit.
My guess, Doomsday is going to be like a 4-hour movie.
Well, they're gonna. I'm so the way it's looking is that because they delayed it.
Oh yeah.
I think they're gonna break it up into like 3 movies, and the third movie is gonna kind of lead you into the
World.
new casting
Yeah.
and new Avengers and like you know what I mean, like maybe your West Coast, I don't know, but like so it looking more and more like it could be 3 movies instead of 2 movies.
They're gonna redo the Infinity Saga, right?
Secret Wars, right?
But when they reboot it, is that they're going to redo the Infinity Saga, or that's just going to stay the same?
No, that's all. Yeah, that's done.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why they would, go back and redo that again.
They're gonna go back and cast
yeah.
everybody with female leads.
Shit.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, but no, I can't see them doing that. So Fantastic Four basically had a 79% drop from opening day as of August the 2nd.
That's rough.
And
I thought it was 66. Didn't you say?
it was 66. It's actually 79.6 from
Damn.
last Friday's opening day. And it says that it's looking at maybe making between 5 and 550, but only under 300 million domestically. That can't be good. They spent like 300 million on the film alone. Like
to be honest, like the really sad part, the really sad part about the Fantastic Four is we have not really gotten a great movie. This, I think, by far is probably the best thing that we've gotten for the Fantastic Four. But the simple
outside
fact
of the
is,
Incredibles.
it might be Marvel's first family, but the book doesn't sell well. They're not right characters anymore.
You're right.
I mean,
You're
if Marvel
absolutely
wants
right.
to fucking make money, X-Men. I mean, every kid that grew up on the 97 X-Men to now, they're all just dying to see what Marvel does with the X-Men. And
Well,
they're
that's what's coming. That's what's coming. It is now. How they do it, I think they're going to give you those old school characters in these cameos, but I have a feeling that that's really their next. What they're going to sink their money into next is that whole saga with the X-Men.
The Mutant Saga, I guess is what it's called.
Mutants have to start.
And I'd much rather see them build on.
And they need to do it
Fantastic Four.
just like they did the Marvel Universe, the beginning, individual movies.
I'd much rather see them build up Fantastic
Lower
Four in
budgets.
this universe than go back to X-Men shit. I'm so tired of the fucking X-Men. I've got X-Men fatigue. Show me there's other teams. Show me some of them.
I think that
I'd like to see an Alpha Flight movie.
I guess.
Yeah.
The thing of it, it still comes down to dollars and cents.
Yeah,
you're right.
And so ultimately, like they have to go with what's recognizable. That's what I find so odd about James Gunn with DC is that you're talking about like shit that people really don't know, and you're talking about making movies and shows about things that most people really don't know. And if you don't knock their socks off, man.
That's right.
They don't give a shit.
Nope.
And it's the same thing with Marvel. Like you have to have your Spider-Man, right? I mean, look, Captain America and Iron Man were not exactly when those movies came out, it wasn't like at that point those were A-tier characters in people's eyes. You know, they turned Tony Stark and Iron Man into a A-list character.
Yeah.
And that's RDJ mostly was doing the heavy lifting. You know, they turned Cap into an A-list character.
The one that's blown me away the most is they did a lead-in for the Black Knight. They did a lead-in for Blade. They started setting up the supernatural side of Marvel, but they didn't go forward with it.
Thanks,
like,
Frank.
You know, like even with them doing Ghost Rider and having a new guy come in for Ghost Rider, and they're like, well, we're going to do Ghost Rider again. I think we're going to bring Nicolas Cage back. That would be the wrong fucking thing to do. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, bringing in a new Blade, bringing in the Black Knight, bringing in any other supernatural characters that fall into that motif is where they need to go. If they bring in those characters, that's a whole nother section they could really be developing. And it's just kind of weird that they don't follow down that road. Because then Mephisto comes in. You get, I mean, like there's just all this entire thing. Now that may not be an area that Disney decides that it wants to go now because it's Disney. They don't want to get into the darker part of Marvel. But I mean, I don't know, man. It just seems kind of odd that those characters would, because Ghost Rider will put butts in seats.
Yeah, I'm wondering if people just felt like they got burned by the Ghost Rider with Nick Cage, and they just think it's goofy. And,
I mean, and Ghost Rider has to be a rated R movie. I mean, it does.
I mean, I don't know, man. That's tough. I mean, I would probably like to see it. I just don't know if that's even on their radar, man.
Yeah, I don't think
I think they're just really focused on trying to, and I don't know that it's going to work, is get this MCU back up to what they feel it should be. I think the new norm for them is not $1 billion like it was for 10 straight years or whatever. And it's going to be more around like, 600, 700 million bucks, maybe.
And those budgets have to
best.
come down.
Yeah.
Those budgets got to be 100 million tops.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised they spent as much as they did on Fantastic Four, because, like you said, War Chest, you're right. It is not. It's just not an A team in most people's eyes, and they haven't been able to capitalize on it. And so to spend a couple $100 million or more, and then another $100 million on advertising and all that, that's. It's not going to make any money, and that's tough.
And,
I mean,
and even coming in with the new Spider-Man movie, everything I've read about what they're doing there just sounds like, I don't care.
Well, it's going to be a friendlier Punisher.
Yeah, a friendly Punisher. That makes no sense.
Did you see the leak?
I
posted it on my story.
You talking about the uniform?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he was walking through the buses or whatever.
Yeah, I have it. I actually have it saved. I was
it looks good. I mean,
showing it on.
You guys know that I love the MCU, and like the thing I don't like is all these post-credit scenes they never capitalize on, like Hercules and Love and Thunder.
No, we're never gonna see him.
We're never gonna see him.
No,
we're never gonna see Star Fox again.
No,
from the Eternals.
The Eternals was a bust.
No.
I mean,
Black Knight was in the Eternals, like with a good actor.
Yeah. And I love my favorite Disney Plus show is Hawkeye, and I was waiting for season 2, but they screwed that up.
Yep.
They did.
So this is the teaser that they showed right here with the new suit.
Yeah, I saw that. They've got pictures of him with the costume.
There it is, a little more traditional. The blue, the red.
Hey, it's our new James Bond.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the web bracelets. Those web shooters.
Right. Yeah, seen the web shooters.
I think it's really hard to top Garfield's suit from the second Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it was pretty much 100.
Yeah. I'm not a Tobey Maguire fan, so
yeah, I
like Garfield, Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, Spider-Man 2, that's
Spider-Man 2 is hard to beat.
It's hard to beat, man.
Yeah.
The last one was. I did enjoy that though. I did enjoy the.
They
last
ruined
one.
it.
It was fun, but it was all gimmick.
Spider-Man 3,
Sure.
Venom was awful.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I mean, Tom Hardy's was good.
Who's putting Topher Grace in a Venom costume?
Man, that shit. Oh my god, yes.
That
That
whole
was
new Goblin,
fucking
it should have been
terrible.
Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
That was brutal. And I
That
hope
was
they
Sam
don't
Raimi telling the studio to leave him alone.
Yeah, I will say this: I hope they don't try to take Ned from the new movies and turn him into Hobgoblin because, like, I just don't see where that works.
That doesn't work at all.
No,
It does not work with Ned, but I need
No.
Hobgoblin. Somebody better give me Hobgoblin.
And I can say the one thing I hate about the Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland, I hate the guy that casted for Flash Thompson. That's no more Flash Thompson.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was fucking weird too. Yeah, at least I think in overall you won't really see those characters like moving forward in any meaningful way.
I don't mind Zendaya. She's a good actress.
Yeah.
I think she's got more Instagram followers than she has.
I think so too.
But
Yeah,
that's just
what
me.
gets it. But then they make it look ugly in the movie.
That's true. They definitely
Yeah, like,
definitely
what are you
dope her
using her for
down. That's true. Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Just never make me have to sit through another Jamie Foxx Electro sequence.
That was
he was better in No Way Home than Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I liked the way they did Electro. I just did not like Jamie Foxx playing the part.
No.
I didn't
No,
like that
he's
whole
terrible for it.
90s villain, wacky, over the top, silly,
It was very much so. Yeah, and
like
and,
Uma
and I,
Thurman and Batman and Robin, where they're over the top as a nerd,
Right.
super nerd, and then they make this transformation to something cool.
yeah.
Play it out.
And I agree, G. I
Jim-
like the way they did him in the last
Jim
movie.
Carrey and Batman Forever too. Even though I loved him, loved his Riddler.
When he looked like Annie Lennox.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Exactly.
So overall,
I'm
I
gonna
guess
see that war chest. Oh my god, I'm gonna see that in my head.
with Fantastic Four, though, I think Gi, you really didn't care for it.
It's a C for me.
Yeah, war chest. You were all right with it, I think.
Yeah, I was okay for it. I thought there were some really great things that they did do in it. I think that if they had done Shala Ball as the Silver, I think they still should have made her bald because she looked horrible.
Yeah, I agree. I think I just think they wanted to differentiate her, although I think her boobs.
Do you think they're
would've done
saving Norrin Rad for the 616 universe?
I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
I do.
Man,
Who
I got my
knows?
fingers crossed, but I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
why
who
not do
knows?
Frankie Ray? They could have done Frankie Ray Nova in
Yeah,
this. They wanted
could
a
have done
female,
Frankie or Nova. They didn't have
Yeah.
to put. That's right. Absolutely.
female Herald already exists. You didn't have to make this one. It's done.
Yeah.
Are they still doing a Nova series, TV series?
I hope so. Nova's a badass.
I don't know about.
Nova is cool.
I heard about.
Yeah, I want to see Richard Rider, man. That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Dick
I
Ryder.
really don't know if they're doing anything at all with that.
I mean, they really can't recast Ryan Reynolds, right? Deadpool. He's got to be Deadpool again, right?
You could roll Ryan.
Oh yeah.
Nova right in with Rocket and Groot and go straight in with that.
Oh yeah.
And do I mean they could go hardcore. They could almost do the Annihilation story if they wanted to.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Annihilus,
That
yeah.
would be amazing. They won't.
Well,
That'd be
No,
amazing.
they won't.
Yeah.
Grass says shills, all of you. I didn't
me.
get a free
I
popcorn
didn't get a free
bucket.
popcorn.
Damn it!
I didn't even get a pop. I got a jumbo soda.
I would have taken a free one though.
I didn't even.
I should try that. It's like, I'm gonna talk about this movie in your theater on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Right.
You know how many followers I got?
Give me that popcorn bucket.
People
Yeah,
would be a lot
give me
more
that.
interested if I could start that video eating popcorn out of Galactus.
Yeah, that's
head.
right.
Yeah.
What's
Bring
your
more
name,
business.
son? I could tell them that. Make sure everybody knows you're the one that gets it.
Surprisingly, I like two other things I really would have liked to have seen in the Fantastic Four movie for some reason. I would have loved to see the Watcher. I think that would have been cool, just a brief cameo. But another thing I think, because Stan is dead and Jack's gone, and we don't get cameos from him anymore, we're not going to. I think that the only two people really that you could put in every Marvel movie and get away with it would be the Watcher. Or for some dumb reason, I think that during the credit scenes or something, they should put Howard the Duck in. Just for entertainment reasons.
I'm waiting for them to do something with Howard the Duck.
They did that though, right?
Howard Duck's funny. Howard the Duck's funny.
They did that. They did a Howard the Duck, like in scene cameo thing, didn't they?
Yeah, he's had a
what
few.
movie was that?
He was in the
Three
Guardians.
Yeah, he was even in the Christmas special, I think.
Yeah.
But it'd be kind of cool just to have Howard pop up somewhere.
He was in his own. He had his own episode in What If season 3 with Darcy.
Just have him pop up in the bottom and go.
That's right. Yeah. That shit was weird, actually.
Yeah,
that
I didn't like season 3.
Yeah, no, that shit was fucking dumb, man.
What if?
And that episode particular with Darcy and no, that shit was stupid.
That's the way I look at all of the Marvel universe. It's just one.
Yes.
Yeah,
they limit themselves to just the MCU and like.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. They have so many characters they could have touched on. But
yeah. No, I'm with you.
Season 3, they had the X-Men back, and they didn't do anything about the X-Men.
or I got a really mind warp. Why don't they use the What If animated series to tell the real story? How does that sound? How about we do that?
Yeah, here's how it was supposed to be done.
Right.
What if we would have done it correctly?
Yeah, what if we had done it correctly? That's hilarious.
I think they could have done a lot better with that animated series.
I haven't even seen the second one.
I remember that. I remember that comic book back when I was a kid, and they had a lot of good stuff. What if?
I loved What If.
Yeah.
They
What
kept
If was a good book.
Season 1. They kept going back to the well again, though, with the zombies and like.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they kind of kept going back.
That comes out this year too, right? Marvel Zombies.
Or
next year.
Man, I don't know.
Matthew?
No, Matthew's probably in bed by now.
Zombies was the best part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I agree, but they kind of kept going back to it. Supposedly, it's coming out this year. At least they've got a trailer. It says 2025. We'll see.
All I can say is I hope they don't ruin Wonder Man. I mean,
October 3rd.
Oh, they will.
Too late.
Probably will. But I know.
You know who was in it? Travis Moody. Travis Moody was in Wonder Man.
Travis Moody, the guy on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a famous actor.
I don't know how big a role he had in it, but he was in multiple episodes.
He's a famous actor. YouTube is just research for his real job.
It's just research, man.
Yeah, no, what was it? Last Joe Fest. Not this one, the first one that we went to. I talked to him for a long time about that job. He was
I know
he's in something, but
they do that all the time. So
he's in something that's about to come out. Actually, I don't know what kind of part
it might be Wonder Man.
No, the Wakanda one's first.
I guess we'll be on the lookout for it. I'll be on the lookout. I don't know that I'm.
And what's his name? Ben Kingsley's character is going to be Wonder Man.
Yes. I don't know. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that or not. I just have to see it, whether or not I. Most of the stuff they put out on Disney Plus for me has not hit very well. And again, they're swapping a character. They love to do that.
But it does look like, Pop, you're right. It does look like they're going towards West Coast Avengers because Wonder Man. I think Tigra was an Easter egg in a Hawkeye series. There was a girl named Greer, one of her friends, and that was Tigra's name, Greer, in the comics.
Yeah. Graph, Marvel Zombies, the people that see MCU movies in the theater post 2018. I'd say post 2020, probably 2019. How about that?
Yeah, well, 2019 was the last good year, right?
Yeah, pretty much. That's when, at the very least, other than Captain Marvel, for the most part, they stayed pretty on the road, and then I think after 2019, they said, hey, you know what we're going to do? And that was a Kevin Feige thing. He said, look, we want to have more female superheroes than males. And he said that multiple times in multiple interviews. And they definitely tried to come out and promote that, whether it was through the Disney Plus shows or whether it was in the movies. And it didn't work. It just didn't work, and it would help if it were, the problem is also too, when you're using characters that a lot of people they don't know, they don't know that well. And trying to make those household names. And then of course, when you don't put a great product together, then it's even harder to do that. Right. So, it just didn't work for them. And I think maybe that's what we're going to see is them just getting back to the basics but I just don't know that level of success, man. That was a fever pitch. I mean, that really was, man. You were going to see those movies. It was an event. You wanted to see that post-credit scenes and all that stuff. Yep. And, that you talk to many people, man, there's hardly that many people I ever really talk to that are that excited or you can even have those conversations with now. Like, it just doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, I remember Ant-Man and the Wasp. That was the first movie I came out and said, maybe I don't need to see every movie at the theater.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one at the theater too, and I was like,
The second one or Quantumania?
The second one.
Second one.
Yeah.
With Ghost, like I thought that character was super half-baked, underbaked character.
Absolutely.
There was like no antagonist in the whole movie. Like, what's going on with this?
Yeah, very, very much so. Yeah, I agree.
And I love Paul Rudd. He's great.
I like Paul Rudd fine.
Yeah. But
I didn't like the Moon Knight show either. I thought Moon Knight was horrible.
I didn't watch it. My son loves it, but he doesn't read comics, so he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it. I'm sure it's terrible.
I mean,
I don't know.
There's some things in there that follow some of the things they've done recently.
But, so I just thought. I heard they're making a Midnight Suns. I don't know.
I don't know if they're going to bring him back into the fold or not.
They could do a badass Cloak and Dagger movie.
Well, they did the show, right? They did a show.
But the show's not canon.
That was awesome.
I mean, but that's the thing is they do it and then they kind of ruin it, right?
The show's not canon, so.
And I'm actually kind of glad that they kind of canned the Blade because I don't think that Herschel guy would have done a good job.
No. I think that evidently the script and the plot had him being led around by 4 chicks, and he was what appeared to be a guest player in his own movie.
Yeah,
well,
always only been one Blade, always
will be one Blade,
right?
And then
except the one that was in the TV show.
Yeah.
And then after watching Sinners, I would say that Michael B. Jordan would be a great pick for Blade at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, sure. Yeah, I think
he's smooth enough.
Yeah,
it
play the part.
He was a good
wouldn't be hard. It wouldn't be hard to I don't think you throw enough money at him. I mean, that's that's how they got Robert Downey Jr. back. When you said Cloak and Dagger, War Chest, I thought you were talking about this great old movie from when I was a kid.
Coleman.
Oh my God, I loved this movie when I was a kid, man.
Is that the kid from E.T.?
Yes, I believe so.
Coleman
Henry Thomas. Yeah, he's a little action figure. He comes to life, doesn't he? Is that what he is? He's like a little.
He's got the plans to that ship.
Yes. So me and my best friend, we used to always write these little short stories when we were kids, and it always started with, I was walking home from school one day, and I found a microchip on the side of the road. It always involved a microchip and then somebody trying to take it from me.
Yeah.
Cloak and Dagger.
Back me up in The Man with One Red Shoe, though.
Dabney Coleman. What
that was
great actor.
Yeah, that was
great. Back in the day. So look, I guess really at this point, about time to hop off here. I know some of you have to get up tomorrow and go to work, and then. And I'm going to try to get some sleep because Daddy is running on low fuel. I haven't slept in like 2 months, y'all. It's pretty bad.
Get you some.
I'm serious, man. It's getting to scary proportions. But I did want y'all to watch this with me. This is a tragic tale. This is a tragic story of a guy who has a business, and I think he had the right idea. But unfortunately, he has made some bad choices with naming his business. And I wanted you guys to watch this with me before we get out of here. Maybe you've seen this, maybe you haven't. This is terrible, guys.
I'm Tom Michaels, and I want to invite you to my new laundromat, White's Only Laundry. We specialize in only washing your white laundry, so your linens, socks, and undershirts will look fresher than ever. By focusing just on white laundry, our prices are 25% lower than the other guys. Plus, get an extra 10% discount by singing our slogan at the register. Hope to see you soon.
Awesome.
That dude.
wait.
It's Tom again from the laundromat that's been in the news.
There's more.
And I really want to apologize. I definitely should have realized that the name White's Only Laundry sounds racist, is racist, and that was not my intention at all. But we've changed the name and fixed the problem. White's Only Laundry is now No Coloreds Laundry. It still gets across that we can't wash colored clothes without any of the racial connotations of whites only. Plus, to make up for our terrible mistake, come on in before Friday and you'll get yourself a free t-shirt. Just don't wash it here because it has all these colors on it.
But wait.
Hi, it's Tom again. I'm so sorry. I feel terrible. Obviously, changing the name only made things worse, and neither one of those are appropriate names for a laundromat or any business or anything. But I'm gonna make things right. First, for the African American community, I've installed a special side entrance so that you'll know you're definitely welcome in my laundromat. Also, I've set aside separate but equally powerful washing machines exclusively for your use in the back of the laundromat, although they still only wash white clothes. And this time, to ensure I don't upset or disrespect anyone, I'm naming it after myself. And since my sister just had a baby, everybody come on down to Uncle Tom's Laundromat. Remember, whites only, no coloreds, and black center through a special side entrance.
That's amazing.
He should definitely team up with American Eagle to wash jeans.
Yeah.
Is that a real guy or is that a joke?
No.
Oh no, that's a parody. That is a joke. Yes. If it were a real commercial, it would be unbelievably fantastic.
It would be all over YouTube.
As a matter of fact, it'd be as good as this commercial right here, which is a real commercial.
In my factory. Many engine in my factory. If you need the many engine, you can tell me. I want to take a lot of engine.
Some would say that's racist. I don't think that's...
It's all fun and games when I show up at Joe Fest next year with her. I might have to get me an import. I'm paying the import fees on that.
I never knew the word factory until now.
Factory. Yeah.
Engine in my factory.
Engine in my factory.
Oh my God, I love that. I fell in love with that. I was singing that song all day. One day I couldn't get out of my head. I'm like, oh no. But anyway, look, all right, let's get out of here. I don't have much for you guys.
Hey, what happened to your son? He was supposed to appear tonight.
He was going to. He's watching Instagram reels on the couch. That's what these kids do now. If we were watching YouTube long form videos, they're watching Instagram reels. But anyway, so and you guys have anything going on? You got any streams coming up? I'll start with G.I. Jet, man. You got a stream coming up?
I got one scheduled for tomorrow, later tonight. 7:30 on Monday night.
Sweet. What are you talking about?
It's probably the same stuff, movies and toys, and probably Francisco 4, Happy Gilmore 2 that I just saw, and
Yeah.
I might talk about Eyes of Wakanda if I watch it. I don't know.
All right. And that's at 7:30 Central, or is that 7:30 Eastern?
Eastern. Sorry.
Okay, 7:30 Eastern, man. 6:30.
I'm on the East Coast.
And then GI Bro, what about yourself, brother? Anything going on?
Nothing. Not
Not
until
you?
you invite me back. You invite me back over here.
Anytime, man, for sure. Love it. War Chest, what about you?
Lurking in the chats.
Lurking.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
That's all right. And then 3-Star, I know you and I have a stream coming up on Wednesday night, which we should be going over our comic G.I. Joe classified that we want to see. Like comic versions or characters that we'd like to see.
Not from the cartoon, the comic.
Not from the cartoon. Comic book only.
Okay.
And I'm
Larry
going.
Hama, let's go.
Sometime between now and then, I'm going to have to write a testimonial commercial about the goodness of these Dots home style pretzels.
Boy.
Garlic Parmesan here.
Oh.
You need Sydney Sweeney in your ad.
Hey, put her in your ad. You'll sell anything. That's
You're a shill for Dots now. Way
Jesus
to go.
Christ. Yeah, great.
I hope I get Larry Hama's autograph on Joe Fest.
I could
I
get her to lick
I got
the
number 1 signed by him. Yeah.
the Parmesan garlic off of this and sell this pretzel.
Well,
get her to lick the stuff off and lick
yes, and feed you like a baby bird. That's well, you know, if Dots ever makes a movie, I know who's going to have a front row seat. That's for sure, and a free ticket with a goodie bag.
Yep, chill.
You years worth of free pretzels.
Damn, you're goddamn right.
Well, anyway, all right.
Best pretzel since the last pretzel.
I heard that.
You guys live down south. Do you guys put chili in your spaghetti?
Some do.
Every now and
Some
then.
do.
My sister lives in Cincinnati, and they do there.
Not now.
It's pretty common, but it's just like personal preference, I guess. Yeah. Like it's not bad, but I don't want both. If I want spaghetti, I'm gonna make spaghetti. If I want chili, I want chili. If I made them both and had some of each left, I might mix it up, but I'm not gonna make it intentionally.
Speaking of chili, Naked Gun. Chili dogs. That's all I gotta say.
Oh my god!
All right, so Tuesday night I'll be with Matthew at 10 Eastern, 9 Central.
Does he really play the son from the first Naked Gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out. It's worth it, man. It's a fun movie.
It's fun.
It's good.
It's a fun movie.
It's worth it.
There's an OJ reference.
Not for long. But all right. Well, let's bounce out of here. I'll hit it. We'll get out of here. If you guys want to hang out for a second, then we'll bounce off because I will be long. All right. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you later.
See you later. Thanks for having me.
Peace out.